My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are going to break down the final card of 2025. We're going to give you our UFC Vegas 112 picks, predictions, bets, and DraftKings Fantasy Plays. But before we ride off into the sunset, I just want to say thanks. I've been getting all sorts of DMs and Twitter tags and messages from people's YouTube and Spotify recaps. So obviously at the end of the year, YouTube says, hey, here's the shit you watch. Spotify says this is what you listen to. And you guys have been awesome enough to tag us in that, making your story, send it over. I'm a fat pope in that one. Someone turned me into a fat pope. Hey, the best part about that picture is that person only was watching MMA YouTube content. We were the king of that castle. King of that castle, baby. The lowest I saw, so this is top 2%. There's a 0.3%. Somebody tagged me. Oh, man, I forget what platform you tagged me on. The top 0.1%. I imagine that's the viewer. Like the person who
number one.
I don't know if it'll say like you're the number one viewer. It just says top 0.1%. And I was like, dude, awesome. And that person watched like 560 videos or something like that this year, which is incredible.
Is your
Yes. It seems a little. It seems.
Is yours bigger than mine?
No, the boxes are the exact same size. My camera's just always been closer to me than yours is to you.
I think yours is bigger than mine. I think you're trying to cut me out here. We had the fucking random stranger at your house watching fights. Now my camera's getting smaller.
You have been invited to watch fights for every event ever. I beg you to come. I say don't stream. At the detriment of the channel, I say come to my house and hang out because I like hanging out with my buddy.
It's not the detriment of the channel, but it's a detriment to these fine folk in the chat. There's no doubt about that. What you sipping on, Boba?
Well, I sat down fully prepared to be professional and locked in, ready to go. I got my scripts good. And you said, you're not drinking? I said, why would I drink, Jacob? This is work. And you said, this is the last one. And I said, let's get after it. So this is a full... And here's the thing. We're going to find out who in this chat is a man and who is a boy. This is a full, I don't know, from the Thanksgiving Cowboys game. How many ounces is this? 24, 32? Of white wine. That's a fuck ton of white wine. And people can be like, white wine, drink a beer. A beer is 5% alcohol. A white wine, Boda Nighthawk, Chardonnay, is 18%. So you tell me what's manlier. What's a higher number, 18 or 5?
And the answer is honestly, okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Have you been drinking your white wine at the same time at some point while you're sitting and peeing? I just want to know if that's, that Venn diagram is ever...
I left this out of the vlog. I didn't want to throw a camera in people's face asking them. But I asked about 10 people over the last couple of weeks, or last week. And I set the stage. I don't just say, do you pee sitting down? Because that's a universal no. I said, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're dead asleep. You wake up. You have to take a piss. Do you sit down to pee, keep your eyes closed, try to stay asleep? Or do you stand up and pee, either turn the light on and wake up or just risk pissing all over the place? It was 70-30 sit down. 70-30. And I was surprised because the way you and the live chat reacted, you made it sound like 90-10. It was 70.
And you know what? Initially, that was surprising because I put it on my social media and stuff too. When I saw people respond to me like, "Yeah, I would." And initially, that was surprising to me. But when you look at the state of this country, you realize that maybe we have too many people sitting and peeing. What are you doing? What are you doing? Those are a female is supposed to sit down. You're supposed to stand. You have legs. It dangles and you pee in the toilet. But initially, those numbers surprised me. Then I thought, those are the people voting. Those are the people trying to control this great country. And we can't allow it. We got to get rid of them.
See, we're finding out who is insecure. The insecure people are the one like, I would never. This is crazy. Bull. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night? That's crazy. Yeah, and this guy, Shoujo, has an incredible point. This is an incredible point. I mean, this is the point of the century. You have to shove it down with a morning wood. You can't aim with a morning wood. You have to. You have to bury that thing.
I just go straight up and...
Yeah, because
mine's like this.
Wait till you finally.
So you just lean back a little bit. It's just going boom.
You set up a nice arch.
You fucking lean back on it.
So, thanks for the top 1% of viewers, the top 0.1%, everybody else that tagged us, made it their story. We appreciate all of you. It's funny because, and here's a sincere moment, the genuine support sometimes get lost in the weird crybaby bullshit. And I'll see a weird crybaby bullshit comment, and it'll drive me nuts. Like somebody... I picked Giga, spoiler alert, we'll talk about how and why. And somebody is like, this is the same guy that said Faraz Ziam is sloppy. And it drove me nuts. And he's like, you're going to say he's sloppy, but then I'll give you $1,000 if you can find where I said in that breakdown, Faraz Ziam is a sloppy striker. I said he's French and timid. I didn't say sloppy.
The hell are you even talking about? What are we talking about right now?
I'm talking about sometimes it's easier to see and absorb the nonsense than it is to appreciate the support.
Can we just get to the slide where I just fucking been killing for 10 weeks?
It's on here. So I appreciate all the support, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Here is a look forward. So this is the final 2025 card, but that means literally nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. UFC 324, I already have it fully broken down. I have all the picks. I got some bets on the board. Every tool has been updated for not just UFC 324, but also UFC 325. The BMF fight between Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, and the Sean Strickland, Anthony Hernandez fight. And as more fights get announced, the website will be updated. Big Boy is going to be doing a pick prediction video every Sunday, no matter what. Here's the tools that have been updated already. The tape index is good to go. If you guys are not casuals and you want to get ahead of the line movement, everything on the website is ready to go for now and after the jump. The tape index, the data analyzer, the fight simulator, the line movement tracker, and all of it is available inside of the app. And if you don't have the app,
who the fuck is an Isaac Thompson?
Even if you're not a premium member, I recommend downloading the app, turning on notifications, because a lot of shit's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. As soon as this deal with ESPN is officially over, the updates, the promotion, the announcements, it's all going to come flying in. So make sure you have the app. It's 100% free. Just search We Want Picks in the App Store. All these cards on the screen are on the website, ready to go right now. Just go to WeWantPicks.com. Red Chimp said, did you see rumors of Fight Pass going away? I've seen all sorts of... I also saw rumors that ESPN was going to buy it. There's a lot of stuff floating around, and the tape index will be updated no matter what. So don't worry about that. The tape index will be good to go, and it will be ready for you to absorb the content. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Support the boys. And finally, your slide's next. I am fully prepared every Sunday to deliver a video no matter what. I will die on the hill that I am the most consistent and hardest working person in this space. I will never miss a video no matter what is happening. I am a little worried that I'm going to run out of fights to break down. 324, locked in, it's done. 13 fights, booked. 325, there's 16 fights. I will have that the next week. The fight night after that, we've only got a couple of fights announced. Maybe more come pouring in, maybe they don't. So I'm getting ready with some community questions. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about fights, opinions about the past, about the future, anything about life, I don't give a shit. Ask some questions. I have a community post. Do not do it on this video because I can't keep track of that. I have a community post on the YouTube channel, Twitter, and we obviously have the voicemail. Leave the questions. I'm going to start compiling them. And if we run out of fights to break down, we're going to just start answering questions and running through all of that for you. We have one more vlog to film as well. We did the UFC 323 Fight Foods vlog. Check that out if you haven't. And we have a holiday vlog. We always have a holiday vlog. So if you want to send something for the holiday vlog, we got something for the Fight Foods video where I have to come up with a plot. From my buddy Sean on Instagram. We're going to come up with a plot for the holiday video. And if you want to send something for us to open, to read, We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406, Prosper, Texas, 75078. And we're about to break down King Green, and Jacob has been the king of premium. Why don't you go ahead and brag about yourself, because you have absolutely been crushing it. Hasn't even been close. You're not going to talk about it? You're just going to do the weird shooting thing?
I'm honestly surprised you even know what the hell that is. I was expecting you to be like, "What the hell are you doing?" So that's off to you. That's off to you. But
very young.
Nothing
very
really to
cool.
talk about. No surprise. I told you guys to sign up, and a lot of you guys didn't sign up. I told you guys to sign up, and people didn't sign up, and then I guess I'm just going to keep winning, but eventually people are going to miss out. And the streams have been even better than the premium bets. So even if you're not a premium member and you just tune in the streams, you're Jesus Christ. I honestly get scared that BetOnline might be like,
no more with this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we win a lot of money. I mean, I think it's been like $8,000. I won the last 2 weeks allegedly.
Good for you. That's awesome. You're out there. You're grinding 7 hours live, hanging out with the people. So final.
This guy said AJ is the hardest working in the MMA space. How would you respond to that?
It's just literally not true. Period. End of story. I have never missed a We Want Picks video. I have never missed a Sunday breakdown. I do all the graphics. These are custom graphics. Anybody can do breakdowns with fucking topology or nothing on the screen at all. By far, it is not even debatable the hardest working person in this space, the most reliable person in this space. Period. End of story. Think about how many videos get put out a week on schedule. I have to be a week ahead of time. Full detailed breakdowns. And then that's just what you see. You don't see the website. Every pick on the website, every written breakdown on the website, get the hell out of here. There's nobody works harder, period. End of story. And I'm the first. It's easy to be late in the week doing a breakdown. To be the first every single week with no odds, nobody else to lean on, get the hell out of here. You ready to break this card down?
AJ's fake news.
He stole your idea. Guru's pubic hair says, do call-in shows. And you know how you know I'm the hardest working person in this space? You guys don't notice this, but it's the details. This font, the font you see here where it says, do the call-in shows, Guru's pubic hair. The font at the bottom where it says, become a premium member. That is the UFC's font. And the UFC's font is not publicly available. I had to find the font, then go find somebody to design it and do every single letter from scratch, just so that on the graphics and on the overlays, the font matches the UFC and the themes completely align. It's the small details. Hardest
What the hell are we even talking? This is my slide. You're talking about you. I'm not even done talking about me. Lock of the week won again. Lock of the week is up this year since its inception. 4 years in a row, Lock of the week has been up money. Mr. Consistency, Mr. Domination, and we got a fucking real good one locked in this week. So
there we go. Become a premium member, do all the things. Let's go ahead and break down this card. You know how I'm then the hardest working person in this space? Well, King Green
is he Brazilian?
Damn it. Second hardest working person in space. The hardest working person in space would have gotten that flag correct. This fight was announced an hour and a half ago, and we managed to get the graphic out the door. We managed to do the full breakdown, and we managed to add a fight to this card. We have King Green taking on Lance Gibson Jr. This fight is supposed to be on the main card. It was just added a few hours ago. It's going to move all over the place. We'll see what happens. We got Bobby King Green, 32-17 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is on an unfortunate 2-fight skid, taking on UFC newcomer Lance Gibson Jr. He is 4-1 in his last 5, and he's making his ridiculous short notice UFC debut. We all know Bobby at this point, or King. His name has legally been changed to King, and I'm not saying Bobby to be disrespectful. I've just been saying Bobby for so many years. Busy striker. He's got that showboat Roy Jones Jr. style. He's got good volume, incredible defense, slick wrestling as a backup plan. On his official record, he has 11 knockouts, but the reality is he's not a big one-punch knockout kind of guy. He is on a bit of a skid. 2 finish losses in a row. Most recently was that insane spinning heel kick to Mauricio Ruffy. He's taking on Lance Gibson Jr., and the Jr. is very important in this name. He is one of the very few legacy UFC fighters. His father is Lance Gibson. That's not a name a lot of you are going to remember or recognize unless you are a true diehard fan, but his father is an old school SEG era fighter. He fought at UFC 24 in March of 2000. His father being a fighter is important here because he has been training.
The Brazilian.
Junior.
His
the
father's
Brazilian. Correct. The Junior, Gibson Jr., has been training since he was a small child. Basically a baby wrestling with his pull-ups. Style-wise, he's a loose striker. He's got a big, wide stance. He's constantly twitching, feinting, bouncing. He loves changing from southpaw to orthodox. He loves going in and out of range. He is a wrestler by trade, though, and he does a really good job of lulling you into a striking match before shooting takedowns. On top, he does a really good job improving positions while working forward. He doesn't really take a lot of risks, but he does look for finishes. This fight is out of left field. It just popped up out of nowhere. Lance hasn't fought in a year. Bobby Green wasn't really scheduled to fight on this card. And then poof, Bobby Green versus a UFC debut out of nowhere with 4 days notice. It's all pretty bizarre, but here we are. It's a pretty straightforward breakdown. What?
I like that.
The rhyming?
Yeah, was that in the script or was that you freestyled that?
I said it's all pretty bizarre, but here we are. It's in the script. But I write the script. People
He's getting good, guys. I mean, this guy's good. I mean, he works hard. He's getting good.
You know what happened?
Hard work's paying off.
Bet Sam reached out to me, and because Bet Sam reads from a script, but it's like obvious. And I don't watch all his videos, but when he does the Contender Series ones, and he was like, "How do you do your script and it be so consistent every time?" It's like because I write the script and I write it in how I speak. So I'm not. It's not like. It's more
you can't
notes
teach
than
Italian.
It's more notes than anything.
I write it how I speak.
And everybody's saying it's ChatGPT. I challenge you to
Italian,
get Chat.
by the way?
A little bit, yeah. So
Where are your parents from? Yeah.
They're from Italia. Here's a passporto. I'm a dual citizen. And anybody who says it's AI, you're a gay nerd who can't understand what hard work is. The reality.
Cash it. Because I said that because someone said. On Twitter, they said, "Can I
passport?
Get?" No, so they said, "Can I get odds on Angelo talking about his immigrant mother?" And somebody said, "Line at -225." I mean, that cashed.
You brought it up, not me.
I know, but you still talked about him.
You said, "Where are your parents from?" Like you can't. Anyway, this fight comes down to.
I mean, the books are paying that out. I'm sorry.
No, it was rigged. It was rigged. We got an Isaac Dolgarian investigation on that.
Whoa.
Here's the reality. It's a straightforward breakdown. There is no way Lance will be the better striker. He's just not. So he needs to be the better wrestler. And if he is, then boom, he has a chance to winning. If he's not, then he's screwed. Unless Bobby is absolutely a disaster physically and not ready to fight, and he shouldn't have accepted this fight, I think he's going to win. I trust that he's going to be in shape. I know he's going to be the better striker. And as long as his cardio is there long enough to defend some takedowns, Bobby's going to be the pick. Considering this fight was just literally out of nowhere and announced about 5 minutes ago, we don't have any odds. I can't talk about the bets just yet, but it is at 160 pounds. This is a catchweight bout. This is not a lightweight bout. They are both lightweights, but the short notice is at catchweight. What do you think, Jacob? Did you do research?
I did, and this is sometimes not about the X's and O's, sometimes not about short notice or who's fought this or who's been knocked out, who's been whatever. Sometimes it just comes down to a feeling. Sometimes it gets, just comes down to a sign maybe. And I was doing my initial research on this fight, going to the Instagram, seeing have they been in the gym, this and that. I look at Mr. King Green's story. There it was. That's all I needed to see. And I don't know what the context is. I don't know anything. But when I see Keegan Green and I see a story like this, that's all I need to see. If you can't read it, let me see if I
can't read it. Shining bright like a diamond. Something forget.
So it's his story from about 5 hours ago. Him just chilling in the car, a little background music, and it says,
"Does he look fat?"
It says, "She must have forgot." And those words, I don't know the context. I don't know anything. But you got King Green putting up quotes like "she must have forgot," and then he's accepting a fight, and he's gonna fight. I'm gonna take that guy 10 out of 10 times. This guy Lance Gibson Jr. was fighting in Muckleshoot I don't even know if I can say that word.
He fought in Bellator.
Muckleshoot. Two fights ago, he fought a guy that's 19-42 with 17 knockout losses, and it took him almost 4 minutes to knock that guy out.
Muckleshoot.
So it's like, I don't know if King loses to those type of people, but I don't know. I'm taking King because I don't give a fuck. So
it's so hard to say King and not Bobby, but he lost to Mauricio Ruffy. Outside of the wrestling catastrophe that was the BSD fight, Mauricio Ruffy is an assassin on the feet, and he lost with a wild spinning heel kick to the head. Fine. Before that, he loses to Paddy Pimblett. And he choked unconscious.
Paddy stumbled into that. That was like almost kind of a fluke thing too.
And Paddy literally might be the world champion in 6 weeks.
Yeah, he was fighting the could-be world champion while this guy was fighting Sharon Spain.
In Muckleshoot.
19-42.
So there are levels to this. Bobby's a little older. He's not who he used to be, but he will be the better striker, period, end of story. And I think Bobby's wrestling defense is just too good to be getting taken down by, a relative newcomer on such short notice. So Bobby's going to be the pick. I don't know what these odds are going to be. Somebody asked me to cap it. I would assume they're going to open at, he did just get finished 2 fights in a row. It is short notice. If this kid was undefeated, it would be a little different, but he got knocked out with a jab. I bet they open minus 250 plus 190, something like that.
For who?
Bobby.
Bobby's minus 250?
Yeah, what would you say the opening odds are going to be?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
If he was undefeated, if Lance was undefeated, it'd be different, but he's not.
Are the books looking at King Green's Instagram stories? Because
do they know he's
she must have forgot.
I assume she must have. I assumed we're the she. Like, you guys must have forgot how good I am. Here I am. I'm showing up on short notice, ready to go.
But if it's
not
actually a she, if it is, he's not losing.
I assume we're the she, but that's the Bobby King Green
some of
breakdown.
Us are she's. And we talked about it on the...
some dudes sit to pee.
We talked about that on the Saturday live stream. I can't remember the last time we've discussed this, but Saturday live stream, we had a little discussion about hermaphrodites.
Oh. Okay.
You remember those? Where'd they go?
It's basically the plot of Jurassic Park.
The new one?
The original one.
Oh, because they accidentally bred it with...
They used frogs that could change sex. So then
that thing that was chasing them around was a hermaphrodite?
Yes, correct. Yeah, and watch your shit. This is how you got age restricted on Saturday.
By talking about hermaphrodites?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it specifically said sexual whatever. It specifically called out sex talk. That was why it was age restricted.
I mean, I'm a teacher. Yeah, people ask questions on the live streams, and I'll teach them, and I'll walk them through stuff, and I'll talk about this or that. But
emotions. Okay. We don't have any bets for this yet because we don't have odds, but as we place bets, they will go on the website. They will get push notificationed to your phone. Make sure you have notifications on. Download the app. It's 100% free. Just search We Want Picks in the App Store. And if you don't have the app, that's fine. Just use any mobile browser and check it out on the web or a desktop computer. WeWantPicks.com. It's freaking $10. And as I mentioned earlier, we are built for the future with UFC 324, 325, the BMF belt, and the fight night between Sean Strickland and Anthony Hernandez is up, ready to go. WeWantPicks.com. Oh my goodness, the wine. Couple super Chatterooskies in the UFC's official font. David Rios, $1.99. Big Ange gonna be the heavyweight champ this year. Yeah, Bobby stepped in on short notice. They called. I was like, I can, if I need to. I know your boy's faking an eye injury. I can step in. Then they said, don't worry about it.
What'd you say, your boy?
The UFC's boy. This is me talking to the UFC. Your boy. They reached out. I said, I know your boy's faking an eye injury. So Gucci Gill, $4.99. What a great year. Insane live stream run going back to DWCS. Talking about Dana White Contender Series kicked off this insane run. Jacob's on. Bet Sam made a name for himself. Angie, the beacon of stability, will bounce back. Choo choo. We're going to make some adjustments to that thing. I like what Bet Sam does with the Slam of the Week where it doesn't have to be a parlay. I probably actually head that route for 2026, but we're going to close it out. I have 2 safety parlays for this card. Thank you for the super chat. Here we go. Next up at UFC Vegas 112, we got Tereza Bleda taking on Jamey-Lyn Horth. Tereza Bleda 7-1 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5. She is coming back after 2.5 years away, taking on Jamey-Lyn Horth, 8-2 in her career, 3-2 in her last 5. She is alternating wins and losses. Tereza Bleda is a determined grappler. She's going to move forward. She's going to work in the takedown. She's not just a desperate grappler, though. She will stand nice and tall, and she'll strike with you while moving forward. As soon as you're comfortable throwing, as soon as you're comfortable engaging, if you throw a lazy kick, she will catch it and take you down. If you cut a bad angle, she will go ahead and shoot. She has great control on top. She is very methodical. And while she is a very good grappler, she is much more dangerous on top than she is off of her back. She's coming back after that 2.5-year layoff, with her last fight being a decision win over Gabriela Fernandez, where she had 11 minutes of control time. She's taking on Jamey-Lyn Horth, a tough striker with solid accuracy and decent power. She moves pretty well. She mixes up various kickboxing techniques while pressuring forward. She's got decent fight IQ. She follows a game plan pretty well. Her takedown defense, however, not very good in the middle of the cage. Against the fence, it's obviously much better. If she does get taken down, she does work pretty hard to get back up. She is coming off that bounce-back win over Vanessa Demopoulos, where it was her offensive wrestling that got it done. And this is a weird fight. It should be a Tereza win. The 2.5-year layoff is insane, and it's a hard thing to really factor in because she didn't just take some time away. Like, she had a litany of injuries. She had staph infections. Like, she was not healthy for 2.5 years. And this matchup against somebody as tough as Horth makes it even more complicated. I need Bleda to have a full 15 minutes of cardio so she can get the wrestling going. I'm going to pick her based solely off of on their last performances. If they're both healthy, I think Bleda's the better fighter, and I think she wins. But once you factor in the 2.5-year layoff and you want to handicap it and sway your pick with that, then maybe you jump to the other side. I'm going to pick Bleda here. I'm not touching this fight. It seems like the public understands that as well. She opened at -400, sitting at -145 right now. What do you think, Jacoby?
Yeah, I agree with Bleda does have moments of definitely brilliance. If she gets the takedowns early, she's going to be live for a submission. She's going to be live for an early finish. She does go all in, kind of all in the wrestling early, and later in the fights, it's shown. She has started to really gas, really slow down. Against Natalia Silva, she did that. Against Gabriela, she was very lucky to get a couple takedowns in the second and the third round because she was fading hard in those fights as well. And Gabriela's definitely doesn't have the takedown offense that Jamey-Lyn Horth should have. So this feels like a Bleda early or a Horth late to me. I could see a finish either on both sides. I think there's value in this fight because if Bleda gets her down early, she is aggressive for a finish. And if she doesn't get it, I think Horth can take over this fight later in the fight. I've seen Jamey-Lyn Horth make kind of poor decisions in fights before that it felt like she shouldn't be doing the thing she's doing. So maybe even if Bleda is death gassing, Horth doesn't really push that pressure, get the finish, but that's why the odds are what they are. So I get the Bleda picks, but I think if this gets out of the first round, those takedowns aren't going to work. And if those takedowns aren't going to work, Bleda, once she's tired, her striking defense is horrible, and Horth should just kind of light her ass up. So I think Horth's going to withstand the early stuff and take over second and third rounds and win a decision or maybe find a late finish.
Yeah, I mean, I already filmed the betting video. I'll release it tomorrow. And in the betting video that I do every single week, I do confident favorites, solid underdogs. Every female dog on this card is a good underdog. And if you put a money line bet on all 3 of them, I think you end up on top. Like, I think you end up ahead because one of them will win. 2 of them might win. All 3 of them could win. And the odds on a few of them are a little ridiculous. So I definitely think all the underdog girls are live here, this fight included. $8,300 in DraftKings Fantasy. That only makes sense if Tereza Bleda gets the wrestling going and just takedown after takedown after takedown. I'm leaving it alone. I'm not touching this fight from any angle. I do think we end up with the decision here, and it'll just come down to how effective the wrestling is and if these Vegas judges give a shit. If you do want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's not just this card we're talking about. We already have UFC 324, 325. We have the BMF belt between Holloway and Oliveira on the website, ready to go. All the tools are fully loaded. Get your research in now before those odds are just long gone. Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have Alan A.J. Frye taking on Guilherme Pat. And the fact that Pat is his last name and not his first name drives me absolutely insane, and it puts my mind in a pretzel. We have Alan Frye, better known as AJ. He's undefeated in his career. He is fresh off a Real Deal Championships MMA win, taking on Guilherme Pat, also undefeated. 5-0 in his career, making his UFC debut.
This kind of looks like me and you. Like you look like Alan, and I kind of look like Guilherme.
Well, Alan's the more athletic of the two, so I'll take it.
You said what?
Alan is the more athletic of the two, and I stand by that. Guilherme looks the part. The dude's chiseled, great looking, phenomenal shape. But yeah, I know, I get it. Just said he looks the part. The dude, good for him. But how many fighters look like that?
Say that again. You say that out loud. You think who's more athletic than who?
Alan is the more athletic fighter. So just muscles dictates athleticism. Pull up any picture of any bodybuilder. Let's see how athletic they are. Got him. Alan A.J. Frye, decent power, a willingness to throw. He's pretty green. I mean, he is as green gets in this space, but he's evolving relatively quickly. He is pretty big. He is fast. He's pretty strong. He is very athletic. He's going to be faster, more agile than most heavyweights, at least while he's evolving at this sort of entry into the UFC level. And he's going to end up having to rely on that athleticism. He definitely has some defensive wrestling holes, but he does a really good job working up if he gets taken down. He doesn't really accept bottom. On the feet, he pumps a really nice jab, and then he throws power behind it. He's taken on the far more physically fit Guilherme Pat. This guy's fast. He's jacked, solid striker. He has that Wonder Boy karate style stance, and he's constantly bouncing on his toes before he leaps in and strikes. It's not a style that you're typically going to see at heavyweight, but it's working for him so far. His ability to bounce in, strike, and then bounce at is pretty impressive at this size. His takedown defense, however, not very impressive. Neither is his sense of urgency. You will get flashes of activity, especially early, but he is also perfectly fine just accepting being held against the cage, accepting being on bottom. And it's just like a switch goes off, and at some point he's just like, I don't care anymore, and he just stops fighting. And this is a weird fight to be on an actual UFC card. This isn't even worthy, in my opinion, of a Contender Series matchup. If this isn't a view into how desperate the UFC is...
You don't even watch Contender Series, so I don't want to hear you talking about
because it's fights like this.
You're damn right. This thing's going to be exciting.
If this isn't an indication... Yeah, but Guilherme Pat is not exciting. He is not an exciting fighter. And if this isn't an indication of how desperate the UFC is to try to find a viable heavyweight that they can push forward, I don't know what is. These two guys have been fighting at a pretty low level. One of them was fighting at like Billy Bob's, the local bar, underneath, like a cockfighting ring.
You said what?
AJ has been fighting in bars. Have you seen his regional tape? Those are restaurants that set up cages. He's been getting after it on the regional scene through and through. And I think he wins this fight. I'm going with the Billy Bob. Either way, like, this is going to be a fun fight. I think they're just going to be sloppy. They're going to get after it. Both are strikers. The cardio's decent. The reason I'm going to pick Allen or AJ, whatever he's going to be listed at on your book, is just the raw athleticism. Guilherme is actually the better fighter, but he doesn't turn it on. So I'll take the more athletic guy who's going to continue to move forward. He's going to continue to fight. I'll take him. He's the pick. This fight is a mess. Probably not worth betting. What do you think, Jacob?
Did you know that the number 2 country for most sexual satisfaction is Brazil?
Like the women are satisfied?
I think it was just everybody's
everybody's satisfied?
Yeah, just the most. Is Brazil there number 2? I think like
What was number 1?
some like Scandinavian country, like fucking I don't know, Colombia or something.
That's not a Scandinavian country.
There's like
Okay, who do you think wins this fight?
I gotta go with Pat. Pat is the one that knows how to throw strikes correctly. I get what Angelo's saying on everything, but this guy, Alan Frye, in his last fight was getting mauled by Santa Claus. He was just squared up when he was striking. One thing is going to be for sure. Somebody, and possibly both of them, because this kind of is how the Contender Series fights go, somebody is going to look like, oh, fuck, they do not belong here. Like, we watch a lot on the Contender Series. There's always one guy, like, every 2 weeks where it's like, how did he fucking get this phone call? Like, what the fuck? Like, somebody is going to look like that in this fight. I have a feeling it's going to be Alan Frye. I've seen Pat go through a fight, and I've seen the way he strikes, and when he throws it, it's technical and it's fast, and sometimes it's all it takes in a fight like this. So I'll take Pat. I didn't bet it, but I think that these guys are fucking. The second one punch lands, they're gonna get so excited, and then something's gonna happen. I think somebody I know played the over on this.
Oh, I think the over makes a lot of sense, especially the over. It's over 1.5 rounds at plus 170. The reality is Guilherme Pat will just chill against the cage, and Alan Frye's tough. This is going to be sloppy as hell. It's either a staring contest or sloppy, and even if it's sloppy, I think it's sloppy for 7.5 minutes.
I've seen it pretty sloppy.
If you do want to check out that over 1.5 bet and a whole bunch of other bets, they're available right now, this minute. I recommend checking out Jacobs. He's the hot hand. That's the reality of this space. There's a hot hand, a hot potato. Luckily for you, premium is not just me. It's not just Jacob. We got Betsam. We got Artem. We have an artificial intelligence. So the hot hand is pretty easy to follow. And there are some pretty stable things across the board that you can keep an eye on. You can check it all out. Every pick, every bet, every tool. As the reals, the true fans, the diehards prepare for 2026, you want to get far ahead of that research, and you can do so now on the website. We have full breakdowns for UFC 324, 325. Every fight that's been announced is in the tools. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Next up.
Whoa!
At UFC Vegas 112, we have Luana Santos taking on Melissa Croden. Luana Santos 9-2 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5. She is coming off that bounce back win over Tainara Lisboa. Melissa Croden 7-2 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5. She's also coming off a spectacular win over Tainara Lisboa. Luana Santos has been shaking her ass on social media because she realized I could probably make a few more dollars doing that than doing this, and I don't have to get punched in the face. She's been shaking her ass on social media.
Who has?
Luana. 90% of her social media is ass shaking.
I can't believe that. I have a girlfriend, so I don't pay attention to stuff. So
I bet you do. When she's not shaking her thing, she can get after it in the cage. She is a slick grappler. She has high-level judo, so if you're going to clinch with her, you could go for a ride. On the ground, she's patient on top. She does a really good job of keeping the position she is in and holding instead of advancing and risking losing it. She does not have the best striking, but there's been some random flashes of power in the mix. She relies.
Did you write that to be like snarky, perverted? Read that again, but a little bit slower about her grappling and stuff. And tell me you weren't trying to be a little pervert writing this, thinking you're all smart. Go ahead and go back and read it, word for word.
On the ground, she is patient on top and does an amazing job of maintaining her positions. But
you little, oh, you're such a pervert.
There is nothing perverted about that.
Going. Say what the rest is.
No, you got to stop that. That's
say
weird.
What the rest is.
Maintaining her positions, but is mostly holding instead of advancing. She doesn't have the best striking, but we have seen some big power from her. Where is it creepy? Are you guys out of your mind? Where is it weird? Nothing about that was.
Read it again then.
We're not doing that. On the ground, she is patient on top and does an amazing job of maintaining her positions, but is mostly holding instead of advancing. Where's the pervertedness? You guys are an absolute mess. She relies on the judo. That's how she can get fights to the ground. She has no problem getting into a slug fight. She is coming off that bounce back win over Tainara Lisboa, where she had 2 takedowns, and she ended up finding the submission in the second, taking on Melissa Croden, clean striker, lifelong martial artist. She started Taekwondo as a small child and then evolved into Muay Thai. She throws heavy. She stays clean. She is tremendous for this weight class, and her size comes with the power, also some cardio gaps. She has a nice little jab. It's stiff. Powerful body kicks. Ridiculously
Wait, say
tough
that again?
She has a nice stiff jab.
A nice little jab. It's stiff.
Because I missed stiff before jab, so then I added it after.
She has a nice little jab. It's stiff.
How is that pervert? You just see 2 women on the screen and your body's going
You
crazy.
are a sex pervert.
This the sex pest. Powerful body kicks, ridiculously tough in the feet. Does have a couple of grappling holes. She just knocked out Tainara Lisboa in her UFC debut. If Melissa had just a tiny bit more cardio, I'd be all in here because I think she's going to look great early. I think she'll fend off the takedowns. I think she's absolutely huge. I think things will get dicey as the fight goes on and she slows down, but she's dangerous on the feet. She's good enough on the ground to not get subbed. She's very tough, and she's tremendous. So she's going to be the pick. I think the striking gap is very wide, and as long as she's wise enough to stay away and just boom, 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 out, boom, 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 out, not play the judo game, I think she wins this fight. I think Melissa wins.
Boom, boom,
I bet
boom,
on Melissa.
Out. Okay.
I bet on Melissa. I got her at plus
boom,
130.
Boom, out.
Plus 130, I bet on her, and I put the odds on the board.
That's what you do. That's the game plan. Boom, 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 out.
Did it twice.
Boom, 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 out. Done. Is it my turn?
It has been for a while.
Here's what I didn't really. I was just kind of listening to your words, not the meaning of your words. So I don't really remember your breakdown. But Luana Santos, the hardest thing that. Let me make sure I'm not being a little pervert here, but the hardest thing that she has to deal with is closing the distance on the girls she's fighting, because she can strike on the outside, but you can see she's a little bit uncomfortable getting to the takedowns or getting to those body locks to use that black belt in judo. That's her thing, the throws, get on top with that side control and start working submissions from there. The good news is Melissa is a girl that loves to blitz in and loves to clinch, so this seems like a pretty tailor-made fight for a girl like Luana. Now, Melissa is a tough girl. If she can withstand maybe an early throw and getting taken down, all that control, every minute that goes by in this fight, in my opinion, is going to favor Melissa Croden. I think Luana, if she is working hard early and doesn't get, it's almost like the Bleda breakdown, but Luana can probably go Luana could probably go a little bit longer than Tereza, you know what I mean? But the longer the fight goes, it's going to favor a girl like Melissa to a point where if Luana gets really tired and she's not getting the takedowns, Melissa's going to stay in her face. And as long as Melissa doesn't kind of concede to just having the clinch and will just strike her against the fence, it could be like a random flyer for a late finish for like a Melissa. So I'm playing both sides. I'm talking on both sides of my neck on this one. I'm taking Luana because I think the clinchingness favors her, and she's going to get those throws that she needs for at least 2 rounds and survive enough to get the decision or maybe even finish. But the more this fight extends, if you have Luana, you're going to be a little bit nervous, I think.
Yeah, and her striking's
Did that
awful.
make sense?
I wasn't listening. Her striking's awful. If she doesn't get this to the ground early or late, she's got problems. And honestly, I pointed out the ass shaking on Instagram. It seems stupid, but like literally when that's the focus, when that's what you're spending your time doing, and obviously she's training and doing other stuff too.
Oh my God, Angelo. What?
No,
you
what
talk
that
about
tells
all
me,
the time. These people don't do anything. They just train and then they're just
Correct.
bored out of their mind.
That's not where I'm going. I'm not going with she's doing that instead of training. I'm going with that means that's what you think the world's perception is.
What's
I'm
the
here to shake
difference
my ass,
between
not fight.
her just shaking her ass a little bit for like an entrepreneurship, or a guy a guy starting a t-shirt company and after training he's working hard. Like, you see that guy and you're like, oh yeah, he's just working, it doesn't conflict with anything. But you see her, now it's a problem. I don't really get it. What's with the sex?
I don't know. No, what I'm saying is the focus on leaning into that on social media instead of the training aspect tells me what she thinks her value is and the perception. You won't see Jasmine.
Of course, you fucking retard.
Exactly.
Of course.
The goal isn't let me do everything I can do to become a world champion. The goal is let me get as many followers as possible. Then you watch somebody like Jasmine Division.
Oh my God.
She's not doing that shit. She's grinding.
Oh my God. If a girl tries to capitalize on herself, that means she's not focused as a fighter, is literally what you're saying.
I didn't say not focused. I said focusing on the wrong things.
That's such a bad take.
Oh, really? Because wasn't last year the year of the OnlyFans fades? That people were just betting ungodly amounts of money. She has an OnlyFans?
So
betting the other way.
That's so disrespectful.
Okay. I guess we'll
see.
Hey,
women. I know that we got there's like 3 or 5 women that watch.
3 to 5.
I know there's like 3 or 4 in the live stream, so I'm hoping there's one more done during. Hey.
You can shake your ass to me.
Hey,
yeah.
I don't agree with what he's saying.
I didn't say anything bad. We want picks.com.
Oh, that's even. It's actually it's better if you would have realized that I was being extremely sexist and I own it, but for you to automatically be like, didn't we have this? Here's
the same conversation, you red Muppet, last week.
If she was selling honey, you wouldn't be saying it. You don't say it about Miranda selling pickles.
You said it last week when you were talking about that Mackenzie Dern ex's dude playing poker all week. His entire Instagram is playing poker. All he does is play poker.
Yeah, because he literally sits at a poker table for 8 hours a day. She's not shaking her ass for 8 hours a day. If she is, then God bless her, and that means she's going to be in shape for this one, and the cardio won't be an issue.
According to Instagram, that's all there is.
Oh, my God. You're an idiot.
Yeah, checkmate, cock gobbler.
Thank you, Bodacious Cake.
$4.99 from Kings KO. Angie, what kind of blow dryer do you use? Asking for my cousin. So where he's going with this is I get out of the shower, I dry myself with a towel, and then
by the way, update it, guys. Angelo's drinking this podcast. It's the last one of the year. It's going to be a few hours, okay? Just settle in, skip around.
I'm the one who stays on task. You jump in.
You're about to talk about the blow dryer that you blow dry your nutsack with. The hell are you doing? You're
was
staying
a direct
on task.
Question. This gentleman donated $5 with a question. I have to answer.
Hey, I appreciate that. We'll address after the stream. You couldn't wait to talk about this.
Can't address it after the stream. He paid. It gets addressed now. And if it was $10, I would do a demonstration. So you put your leg. No, I dry with a towel and then I get a blow dryer and I just make sure everything bone dry. I use my wife's blow dryer and she's walked in a few times. It's very embarrassing. You need to be prepared for that. It's extremely embarrassing. Thank you for the super chat. $2 from MMA Duder. Boom, boom, ow. Shouldn't have done that. That'll get clipped. Thank you for the $2. And Bet Sam, $8.99 New Zealand. We want picks. Greatest value in the space. Jokes aside, Merry Christmas, Angelo, Jacob. Happy to make content with you, legends. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, should have said it earlier. I got to take it off the screen. This weekend, Tiffany and I are out of town for my 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, my God, dude. Nobody gives a fuck.
I'm not doing a recap video, you dumb dick.
Nobody gives. I'm just kidding.
I'm not doing a recap video because of that. So Bet Sam will. Let's see how this kid does. He also is going to do a post weigh-in video. We'll see how that goes.
By the way, my anniversary is literally just throwing it in my face that I wasn't invited to your wedding.
I'll throw it 10 years, man. Where were you?
That means we've known each other 10 years now.
We have. But that was about when we met each other. It was like a couple of months. You don't invite people to your wedding after knowing them for a couple of months.
I was at your house every Saturday hanging out. We were walking the dogs together. We We were sitting underneath we were playing pickleball.
We did play pickleball. I just played pickleball a few weeks ago, chicken and pickle, and all the memories came rushing back. I forgot how to do the scoring. I forgot it was rally scoring. Do you remember how to play pickleball?
Angelo, when you're... I wish you wouldn't ask stupid questions. You know I'm an athlete.
Jacob is shockingly good at all of these non-physical games. Like, I beat the fuck out of him in our fight, but you put a little paddle in his hands, the hand-eye coordination is spectacular. Spectacular hand-eye coordination. That's not an exaggeration. It's very good. Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have Sean Sharaf taking on Stephen Asplund. Sean Sharaf, 4-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that knockout loss in his UFC
And you better fucking
debut.
talk to him nice because he's a Marine.
Sean is?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he better not see what I said about his titty.
Hoorah.
I mean, that's a straight-up titty in that picture. I did talk about him being a Marine.
That's a straight-up titty. Let's see if your titties are more like Steven's or Sean's. Let's see it, Angelo.
I've shouted on... We've done this already, Jacob. It's neither. Flat as a board. It's neither. It's not a titty.
Was that your diabetic thing stuck to your ribs?
That's my fucking tattoo.
No, there was a white... You really are diabetic?
No, it's just my tattoo, dude.
No, there was a white thing.
I'm white. I don't know if you noticed, because I am very cultured. Sean Sharaf. Oh, no. Did I do the Stephen Asplund side? 6-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, making his UFC debut. Sean Sharaf. He's a very heavy-handed guy. He's a striker for the most part. He only has 5 professional MMA fights. 4 of them are wins. All of those are by knockout. He's not a very technical striker, but he is powerful. And he comes forward. He throws everything with intent. If you decide to engage in a brawl, you might go down. He is a former Marine. He's got a never-say-die attitude and a determination.
Whoa.
I told you it was in my notes.
Whoa. There is no such thing as a former Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Hoorah. Show some fucking respect. Right?
You know what's
Is there a Marine? Is there a Marine in the chat? There's no such thing as a former Marine. You're always a Marine.
He is no longer, but they say, don't they? I get that. You would always be a Marine. Is it because...
Talk to him nice.
Anyway. Everything he does is with intent. He comes forward, he throws hard, he tries to find that finish. The problem is, he does have a 100% finish rate on both sides of that coin. He just got finished by Junior Tafa, who's objectively terrible. He's taking on Stephen Asplund, massive dude. He used to be even more massive. You know how Alexander Volkanovski went from 214 pounds down to 145? Asplund went to 500. He was a couple celery sticks away from needing to be cut out of his house. Down to 261 was the weigh-in. Like I'm not 500 pounds.
You grunt every time you get out of that chair.
I didn't make a single noise. Stephen Asplund is surprisingly cardiovascularly in shape for a man his size. When you lose as much weight as this guy lost, you can do it a few different ways. The shots exist now. Back in the day, they would just tie your stomach in a knot on the inside, or you could just work hard. I don't know how he did it, but I assume he worked hard because for a gentleman his size, he has spectacular cardio, and a good amount of his wins are literally just him outworking his opponents and staying in the fight while they fade away. Style-wise, he's got a decent jab. He's got good striking volume. He's a pretty durable dude, but he can be taken down. He is winning a lot of these fights with just sheer pressure and willpower and cardio. And if you guys watch the breakdowns, you know the cadence. Fighter A, this is about them. Fighter B, this is about them. And here's the matchup. My notes, and I always will reference previous notes while doing the notes for the next fight. My notes for Sean Sharaf for his last fight were not very helpful, because it was just a lot of random curse words saying not UFC caliber. But when you go back, and I had to watch the fight again because the notes were not very helpful, you realize, like, okay, he's not awful. He got caught up in a striking match against a very technical striker. I believe it was short notice. He got tired. Things started to turn a little bit. The reality is, this is two guys that will get after it, and it will be an entertaining fight. I have to pick Stephen Asplund here, though. literally because of the cardio. Shockingly, he's got very good cardio, especially for a man his size. He does keep his chin wide in the air, which is dumb as hell. He can't really defend takedowns, and Sharaf hits like a freight train. So this could get dicey. I'm not going to bet on this fight, but I do think Steven's going to win because of the sheer determination, the cardio, and I just saw Sharaf get tired and lose a fight because he was tired. The pick is coming down to cardio, but the reality is, I can't. 2-1? That's crazy. What do you think, Jacob?
We love Steven. We do. We love Steven. He won us a ton of money on his Contender Series fight. We loved the story. We loved him going to that fight. We bet him big, I think, for first round knockout as well. Boom, boom, boom. Lands the shot, knocks him out. We were loving it. So I do got a lot of love for Steven. And winning that fight is, his weight loss and all this stuff. But, he was like kind of a big, I think it was like plus 150, plus 200 underdog in that fight versus a guy that really was not very good. And credit to him, he got the knockout and this and that. But to be minus 200 in this matchup where if you watch that Sean fight versus Tafa, he was going right at Tafa. He was lighting Tafa up. If that fight had 5 more seconds in the first round, he wins in his debut by first round TKO. You think that if he won that fight versus Tafa, first round TKO, he's coming in as a plus 175 dog in this one? No, it's probably like a pick'em fight. So I think there's great value. And a guy like Sean who showed that he can throw some nice combinations. Angelo kind of talked down on his abilities. I actually think he's a pretty good striker. He trains at Extreme Couture with those guys. He has high-level competition, and he showed just how tough he was. That was 4 days' notice. Just kind of showed up. And if you look at his Instagram post, which I do for you guys, he said going into that fight, basically like, this is going to make or break whether I kind of like chase this dream, if I'm going to be real or not. He went in that fight against a good striker. You can think about Justin, whatever he is, but he's a good striker. Was almost won the fight, came out and was like death gas and didn't even get dropped. He was still on the feet, just trying to do everything he could. His body just would not allow him, but he said, that proved to me I can be this guy. I'm going all in on my career. I think we're going to see a polished Sean. He is going to get inside of Steven. And as you mentioned, if you guys watch even those 2 strikes that Steven threw in his Contender Series fight, it is that tall guy, like just, throwing your head back, to get that extra range. And if Sean's just in there, the way he throws, watch his highlights. He's throwing shots. He is fucking in there with some shots. If he gets inside of Steven, he's knocking him out, knocking him clean the fuck out. I like Steven, but I think Sean's the better fighter.
I don't disagree with any of that breakdown. Steven's striking defense is literally just his head up in the air. Sharaf hits like a freight train. To me, it's going to come down to cardio. And I watched Sean.
It's going to be like this first exchange.
If it's that early, yeah.
It's going to be bet on Saturday stream. We're going to bet either fighter by KO on under 2.5 minutes. I'll probably put $300 or $500 on that and just go with it. I think it's going to be first.
But
exchange.
Steven doesn't hit very hard.
I know, but he's going to come in with such confidence, and the way that he's just like the lumbering, just throw the head back, just throw. He looks like how he strikes. He's not overly fast, he's not overly powerful.
Yeah.
You get inside, and it's like, oh shit, and then he's not really have defense. He got here. It's a great story. I think the odds are wrong.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I'm just worried for the under if Steven doesn't get knocked out, it'll go over because he doesn't have the power to put Sean away, at least not early. He'll have to Homer Simpson
imagine
with
if
the cardio.
Tafa was fighting Steven.
Yeah,
Sean had this guy on the ground.
He just won't get tired. Yeah, he just won't get tired after a few minutes. Yeah, correct. Steven would run through Tafa because of the cardio.
No, Tafa would fucking knock this guy clean out. Yours is stupid.
Sean lost the Tafa because his cardio failed him. And Steven doesn't have a cardio issue. That's where my brain's going.
Yeah, I don't think you get it at all. But have fun.
I'm not betting this fight. This is crazy. This card has a couple of random UFC debut-ish heavyweight fights and a bunch of lady fights, which means it is going to be a wild card. And I imagine your live stream is going to be absolutely locked in and a ton of fun in all directions.
We're going big to end the year. And I got some good plays on mine, too.
Yeah, Jacob's premium bets are pretty, you're locked in on a lot of those props. So check those out now. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Jacob's got a bunch of props. I've got my bets locked in. Bet Sam doesn't do a lot of his bets till later in the week, probably the wiser decision. I think we got 13 units on the board already, and every single tool is loaded and ready to go for the January fights that have been announced. We have this comment here. Bro, what are we going to do for 6 weeks? It's not 6 weeks. There is not 6 weeks between the cards. There's 5 weekends with no fights. The 6th week has fights, which means this show, the week of breakdown show, will be at the 5-week mark. Luckily for you, in between, there will be some call-in shows, and no matter what, every Sunday, there will be a card breakdown. This coming Sunday, the UFC 324 breakdown is ready to go. The Sunday after that, the UFC 325 breakdown is ready to go. We're going to follow the cadence. Nothing's changing on this side of the fence. Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have Neil Magny taking on UFC newcomer Yaroslav Amosov. Neil Magny, the welterweight king. And not because he became a world champion, but because he has the most amount of wins in welterweight history. He is 31-13 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5 on a nice little 2-fight win streak, taking on Yaroslav Amosov, 28-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, making his UFC debut. Neil Magny, as I mentioned, has the most amount of wins in welterweight history, so he can do it all. He's a very well-rounded fighter, mostly a striker. He's got busy striking. He'll move forward. He's tall. He's lean. He's lanky. He'll use that range to try to piece you up. If you clinch against him, he's got phenomenal clinch work, especially against the cage. On the ground, he tries to use those long guy techniques and make stuff happen. Neil Magny's an incredibly well-rounded guy who has been finding wins, and he's an unbelievable measuring stick for situations exactly like this. He is coming off that win over Jake Matthews where we all thought he was unconscious in the first round, just for the ref to say, oops, I stopped it early. My bad. Let's just do the second round like that didn't happen. And then he found his own submission in the third. He's taking on Yaroslav Amosov. This is a guy that does exactly what you would expect somebody whose last name ends in ov to do. He's a fantastic chain wrestler. He's got good cardio. He can stick to a game plan. His striking is good as well. And while he's not one punch knocking anybody out, he has no problem sticking around, striking for a while, and that will eventually set up the takedowns. He does wear damage, though. Not quite Mateusz Rebecki bad, but he gets bloodied up and swollen relatively easily. He is coming into the UFC, and we have been let down time and time again by these giant favorites coming from other organizations. Patchy Mix has generational disappointment. Patricio Pitbull's first fight in the UFC was a letdown. Aaron Pico looked good for about a minute and a half before he was knocked out with a spinning back elbow. These guys just haven't been doing well. I do think, and I have said this before, and I could be wrong, I do think Yaroslav Amosov is different. I think his wrestling is too good, and he actually uses it. Aaron Pico's a good striker, so he was striking a little too much. Patchy Mix just refused to wrestle for some bizarre reason, where Yaroslav will wrestle. You can count on him to do it. He'll get in your face. He's got fantastic cardio. I think he's going to come in here, take Neil Magny down, and make a point pretty quickly. Neil Magny, obviously, you don't get the most amount of wins in the history of this division, which has historically been a very good division, by sucking, by quitting, by being a pushover. And he's none of those things. I think it's a relatively competitive fight, but a very one-sided fight. I think Yaroslav sets the tone immediately with a takedown, runs right through him, controls on the ground. Yaroslav's the pick. I think these odds are correct. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. Either he gets the takedowns or he doesn't. You saw the one fight in Bellator where he couldn't get the takedowns and he looked like he just did not want to be there. It's a little bit different because that Jason Jackson definitely was like pressuring in his face all the time. He failed a couple takedowns and it was like, oh shit. And then that pressure, he couldn't really set up his own takedowns. But Neil Magny, luckily for him, is not that guy. Neil Magny almost kind of backs up. He wants to kind of play that clinch game. And we always say, either don't fucking wrestle Neil Magny, just stay at range and just fucking knock him out. But if you are going to wrestle, you better make sure you get the takedowns. You can't play this half and half, up against the cage because he'll just wear you down and and eventually pull that shit off. So apparently Amosov is an ATT guy, and they describe him as like the best grappler at ATT. So we're going to find out if that's true or not. We just saw the other ATT fucking grappler get fucking knocked out cold by lock of the week just a few days ago. So luckily Neil Magny's not super dangerous, but if Amosov, this gets out of the first round and he's been working hard, it's like I put it on Twitter the second I did my research for this fight, and I said, oh my God, they are literally setting up Neil Magny to get like the most Neil Magny win of all time.
I'll find something late.
Like literally, like the guy just wrestles, and then in the second round, you're like, oh shit, he's not really getting the takedowns anymore. And then all of a sudden, it's like the Jake Matthews fight. Like Magny just a weird scramble the fence, flips him around, and all of a sudden he's got a submission. You're like, no, what the fuck?
Mike Malott win was like that. He lost the entire fight, and he wasn't even in it. And then he somehow loses to Mike Malott, or somehow beats Mike Malott.
And if this guy starts failing takedowns, it's going to look like the exact same thing. So I got to go Amosov. I got to trust what I see. In the one fight, I mean, he won 27 fights in a row or something. Lost, came back, got a win to kind of avenge it. Obviously not to like win his belt back or anything like that. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I let you process your thoughts there, and I appreciate it. Neil Magny, $6,800 in DraftKings Fantasy. Historically speaking, this is a guy who has defied the odds. Look what he did to Mike Malott. Look what he did. His last 2 fights, he was an underdog. And he still came out there, and he still made it happen. And he was a counted out underdog against Jake Matthews. His losses are to Michael Morales, to Carlos Prates, and unfortunately to Yaroslav Amosov as well. He is losing to the prospects the UFC is pushing, beating sort of the established, as the older guys, finding wins against those people making the mistakes.
Yeah, if you can get him all the way down, he's not anything special on the ground. You gotta make sure you get him all the way down.
This might look exactly like how Gilbert Burns beat Neil Magny. Gilbert Burns made him look stupid. Like, took him down, submitted him, done. Like, made him look real dumb. And this might look that easy. Neil Magny does have some, I don't want to say grappling holes because he's wildly experienced, but it's certainly not his best skill set. If you do want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool, we are not only prepared for this card, but the next 5, the ones after the jump on Paramount that have already been announced. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Before I jump into the promo, there was a Joanderson Breed 2 fight. That fight was canceled, so I removed it. While we were live, they announced that it would be Isaac Thompson taking on Joanderson Breed 2. Obviously, we're not prepared to talk about that, but if you are a premium member, I can promise you that later today, that will be on the website. Full breakdown, the same words I read for this video will be on the website with the graphic, with all the stats, the full pick, the full prediction. And BetOnline should have odds in, I don't know, they're usually pretty damn quick. I assume by midday tomorrow we'll have odds for that and the King Green fight. So there may be some bets. You can go to WeWantPicks.com and check out if those drop. And if you don't have an account and you need an account, go to this URL, use the link, sign up, make a deposit. They're going to pay me a commission. They're going to say, thanks for sending us a customer. And then we're going to go, whap, we're going to slice off a piece of that commission. We're going to give it to you. $50. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. It's affiliate marketing. On the website, I continue to reinforce this because I understand you got to say things more than once for it to sink into people's brains. We are prepared for after the jump. We are prepared for UFC 324, UFC 325. We're prepared for the Holloway BMF defense against Charles Oliveira. We're prepared for the Strickland main event. The tape index is updated and ready to go. The data analyzer is updated and ready to go. The fight simulator is updated and ready to go. The line movement tracker will be updated. It's focused on this week. It'll move to the next and ready to go. And all of that is available inside of the app. So get ahead of the line movement, get ahead of the casuals, jump in, find your spots, and make it happen, because I'm going to tell you, the UFC moving to Paramount is spectacular news for anybody who cares about this sport, and it will bring more eyes than ever. What that also means, though, are more people than ever betting. That's good if they're betting on the wrong side and they're moving lines in weird directions. It's bad if they're on the same side you're on, and now there's a million more people, so you got to get ahead of them. And during the break's the best time to do it. Download the app. It's 100% free. Unlock premium at WeWantPicks.com. Here's all the events fully loaded, ready to go inside of the app. Every single one of these events is available in every single one of the tools. Opening up the UFC Vegas 112 main card, we have Amanda Lemos taking on Gillian Robertson. Amanda Lemos, 15-5 in her career, 3-2 in her last 5. She is coming off the snooze fest loss to Tatiana Suarez. Taking on Gillian Robertson, 16-8 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5, riding a 4-fight win streak. Amanda Lemos, pretty big for this weight class, not super thick, but very tall. She's a Muay Thai striker. She's got fast hands, a ton of power. For the most part, she does a really good job keeping her fights at that Muay Thai range and avoiding takedowns. She got plenty of power, solid BJJ, but she could definitely lose scrambles and get finished on the ground. She has been at the top of this division for a while, and that is reflected in her slate of competition. She is coming off that decision loss to Tatiana Suarez, where she spent the entire fight defending takedowns against the cage. She's taking on Gillian Robertson, a grappler. She averages close to 3 takedowns per fight. She has 9 submission wins, and that gives her the all-time record for the most submission wins in this division's history. Her ability to get women to the ground and submit them is very important here because her striking sucks. It sucks. Her striking is not good. So if you're picking Gillian Robertson, then you are expecting this to happen on the ground. She is coming off that finish win over Marina Rodriguez. And here's the thing, 78% of you, at least on Tapology, are picking Gillian to win. And I get it. I'm on that side as well. But we cannot just ignore the fact that her takedowns suck and that Amanda Lemos has good takedown defense. That's a pretty important thing. We can't ignore the fact that her striking really sucks and she's fighting somebody with decent striking. If Gillian had better offensive takedowns, I'd be like all over it. I don't need her striking to be good. I just need her takedowns to be good because her ground game is phenomenal. Amanda Lemos defended 9 of Tatiana Suarez's takedowns. Before that, she defended 4 of Verna Jandaroba's. Before that, 2 of Mackenzie Dern's. Now, while Mackenzie Dern's takedowns absolutely suck, she still defended a few of them. But the reason I'm still going to pick Gillian, I led you down a path and I'm doing a full horseshoe in the cul-de-sac. The reason I'm still going to pick Gillian is because I think the relentless forward pressure will eventually get the takedown. And if they hit the ground, not that Gillian's just going to like magically flash submit her, but there's no standing up. She will keep you on the ground, full control, full dominance to the point where it's going to be impossible for the judges to ignore what's happening if it goes to the scorecards. And if it doesn't go to the scorecards, that's because Gillian found a finish. Gillian Robertson's going to be the pick. I don't love these odds, though, and I've been avoiding betting it. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, that was a long-winded way to just say that she gets takedowns or she doesn't. If you think she does, you know, she's your pick. And if not, I disagree. Her takedowns are good. Her entries are bad. She doesn't really have the hands to set up the entries. The entries are bad. Once she gets a single leg, runs the pipe, goes to the ground pretty good. The good news is that she is relentless. She will be the pressure striker. Amanda will kind of back up to want to throw that big right hand or the big combinations. And in that backing up, there's the fence. There's the entry. You don't need to be explosive with the entry when somebody's backed up against the fence. So her forward striking, Amanda already kind of wanting to back up to lure somebody into that big shot. I think that's a nice recipe to be able to get those singles. Once she's on the single, you'll see Amanda maybe even chase a front choke, end up on her back. If not, she probably just gets thrown to the ground and controlled. So I think she can get the takedowns. If she doesn't, she's going to lose. But I think she can get them. So I'm thinking Gillian.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. The quick summary is gets the takedowns or doesn't. The couple comments here being like, this is going to look like Grant Dawson last week. No. Gillian's not like some chinny turd. Grant Dawson is a chinny turd. He's just a phenomenal wrestler. So he, for the most part, avoids getting chinned. Unless you're Bobby Green or Jacob's Lock of the Week. I was so happy. I didn't bet on that fight at all. I was so happy.
You know what's so funny is people in the stream were like, wow, Lock of the Week, and you didn't even play the money line. It's like, I got double the fucking money
That
line.
is so
idiot. Dude, there were so many people that are like, wow, I can't believe you didn't actually play him. What do you mean? I got a plus 300 while you guys were playing plus 190. What are you talking about?
And it's like, I was so confident in him to win that I did first round finish. What are we talking about? That is more confidence than the money line. No, I saw somebody complained about that before it even happened. Somebody was like, "Oh, I bet it's a non-confident lock of the week," and he does something like plus 3.5. Meanwhile, you went the exact opposite direction. Yeah, you went, this will finish in the first round. I don't think this fight's going to necessarily finish in the first round. I actually don't know what's going to happen. Meaning, Gillian could absolutely finish Amanda Lemos. She's been subbed a few times, or it could just be a dominant decision. So I'm going to avoid round line bets or finish bets on this fight. Although, didn't I place the Gillian Robertson by submission prop bet?
And Tatiana did, Tatiana did definitely kind of struggle at times in the wrestling and grappling, but Tatiana doesn't really have that. Like, Gillian's kind of got a nasty streak to her. Like, Dean does a really good job. Dean's basically her head coach, if you guys didn't know that. He does a really good job with her as far as, like, mentality and the way she fights, and she fights aggressive. So Tatiana kind of get desperate, and like Gillian just stay on your ass. She's gonna stay on your ass.
Tatiana like bends at the waist. She's such a high level accomplished wrestler, and she just bends at the waist to grab your legs. Yeah. Where Gillian will move forward. And Gillian, we got the comment from Boom Boom Pew. She doesn't just look for subs. She got good ground and pound. She's got a whole shitload of TKOs. Yeah. Because she will work. The subs come from her working, and then you turn your head, and she's like, whoop, got the neck. Oop, found the armbar. So, yeah, I mean, if Gillian gets this to the ground, that gap is wider than the feet. Problem is, they're striking stuck. Whoops. Did you say that in a stream before? Yeah. I knew it was said.
Oops, got your asshole.
I remember it was said on the stream. I don't remember if it was an original or not. Go to the website. On the website, we have a whole bunch of different cappers giving you their picks and their bets. We have an artificial intelligence. We have tools. We have everything you'd ever want or need, and there are no such things as breaks. We are not only fully loaded for the future cards with bets, we're fully loaded inside of the tools so you can do your own research and get ahead of it. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. Well, there was this comment. J-Money Plays says, how come Artem doesn't put plays out? So Artem, at least a year or two ago, or actually he's been on board for about 3 years now, didn't actually place bets. Every bet that we put on premium is a real bet. Jacob places bets with his money. I place bets with my money. Betsam places bets with his money. And sometimes those bets directly conflict with each other. Jacob and I have bet against each other many times over. I'll bet on one fighter. He'll bet on the other. So, we're different human beings. We have different reads, different opinions, and we have different bets.
Have you seen that movie Together yet? With Dave Franco?
No. Whew. The fuck does that have to do with this?
Because you said we're different beings. If you've seen the movie, that's a great reference.
I'm flying for my anniversary here. Should I watch it on the plane? Together 2025?
I don't know if that's a plane
This is a sex movie, and their lips are melted. I'm not watching this fucking shit, dude. No, thank you.
It's a weird-ass movie. It basically was like
the poster alone tells me I'm not watching this.
What is it with...
Human Centipede?
No, is it Substance with Demi Moore? It's like a not as hardcore version of that, basically.
Substance?
Oh my god, that movie's fucking... I've only watched that once when I was high as shit, and I was just like, what the fuck? It's a really
Substance
crazy movie.
In 2024? When are you watching all these crazy fucking movies?
Whew,
I didn't know Demi Moore was still acting.
Oh my god,
you still
hot? That?
Is she still hot?
Oh yeah. Oh.
She's old as shit.
She gets real hot in it too. Because the thing is, it's like, I don't want to spoil it, but she gets hotter as she goes.
Are they de-aging her? How's that happening?
Mm-hmm.
We're live right now on the internet, and people, Brian with a Y, are tagging me on Discord. Together is a great flick, kind of disgusting. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not watching. That's not my thing. Make me laugh. Give me some violence.
I watched that one movie, and that was actually a pretty good movie. The
what?
Caught Stealing or whatever on Netflix now.
Hold on. Caught Stealing.
Is it Caught Stealing?
I don't know. I'm also a big TV show guy. Oh, yeah. With Austin Butler. I don't even know who he was.
I don't know who he is.
Oh, is that fucking Bad Bunny on the poster?
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Dude, Bad Bunny on SNL is so funny.
It's a good
Bad
mix of
Bunny's
like,
sweet.
it's like a half like action, half comedy type thing, you know?
It's like a Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Guy Ritchie kind of movie, just American? Or is it not American?
Kind of fucking random. What the hell did you even just say?
Nah, people will know. The cultured people. Which I told you.
Hodgepodge. What'd you say? Hopscotch?
Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels.
Why all of a sudden you get real New York when you say lock, stock?
I was enunciating.
Yeah, when you think you're enunciating, you sound like an immigrant.
And my mother's about to be in town tomorrow, so I'll
You
be
sound
fucking...
like a regional Italian.
It's funny because I have to travel to New York or New Jersey for work a lot, and when I come back, Tiffany is always like, "You're so mean now." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You're just mean. Every time you go to New York, you come back mean." It's like, I don't come back mean. I come back my original way. This is what I was. And the South has
This is what you
softened
fell in
me
love
up.
with, bitch.
Yeah, the South softened me up. This is what I was. Don't talk to me like that. And then, I apologize.
Sometimes you gotta smile.
Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have Kennedy Nzechukwu taking on Marcus Buchecha. Kennedy Nzechukwu, 14-6 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is coming off that record-breaking submission loss. Record-breaking as in when he got submitted by heel hook, Walter Walker set a record for most heel hook submission wins in the UFC. Taking on Marcus Buchecha, 5-2 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off that decision loss in his UFC debut. Kennedy Nzechukwu is at heavyweight now. He was a light heavyweight for the majority of his career. He's been at heavyweight. I believe this is his 4th fight here, and he's looked pretty good. He's a big, long guy. He's a powerful striker, typically pretty durable, typically unreliable. You don't quite know what you're going to get out of him. Sometimes he is a powerful, aggressive striker. Sometimes he ends up in a staring contest, just waiting. And for a while there, he had the reputation of a come-from-behind kind of guy. Somebody you're not just going to get out of there. He could just show up at any moment in the fight and take over. And while that is true, the only reason that's possible is because you did nothing for the first 12 minutes. So, of course, at the very end, when you turn it on and you win, it was a come-from-behind win. He is coming off that heel hook submission loss to Walter Walker, where he was rocked and then taken down by one of the worst takedown attempts I've ever seen in that division. He's taking on Marcus Buchecha, a BJJ phenom. He's a heavyweight. He grapples like somebody much lighter than he is, both off of his back and on top. His striking is not very good, but he is big. He carries some power with him. And being that he needs this fight to get to the ground, he does shoot a lot of takedowns. They're not the best takedowns. Some are better than others, but you can trust him to do it. He is relentless. He is reliable, at least with the attempts. He's got a solid chin. He has a willingness to engage. He is closer. If there's a spectrum between BJJ nerd and well-rounded fighter, he's probably closer to BJJ nerd than full-blown well-rounded, but he's not quite just pulling guard for no reason. He is coming off that decision loss to Martin Budai where he was sloppy, but he was tough.
And he pulled guard 30 seconds. What the hell are you talking about?
He took that on short notice.
He's not a guy that will pull 30 seconds into his UFC debut. The guy's laying on his back with his legs in the air saying, "Clean my asshole." The dad loves the dad joke.
Clean my asshole is not a dad joke.
Yeah, you're a dad.
Okay.
That's what
How do
it's
you
like
get
doing a baby.
How do you get a tissue to dance? You put a little boogie in it. That's a dad joke.
No, it literally is
Okay.
a dad joke, you fucking idiot. That's why you think it's funny. Clean my asshole like a baby with their legs in the air. Are you stupid or something?
Yes, my brain went pervert. Like, clean my asshole. Said with that voice and an underbite. Here's the reality of this situation. On the surface, this fight means nothing. But in reality, whoever loses this fight isn't really a viable person in this weight class. If Marcus Buchecha loses, it's like, yeah, you're just not UFC level. If Kennedy Nzechukwu loses, it's like, yeah, you can be here. You'll get some random wins, but you're never going to really work your way up. Kennedy is absolutely the better striker, without question, and he's very dangerous. Martin is clearly the better grappler. He needs to get this fight to the ground. I'm going with the grappler. And not because he's a phenomenal double leg, like none of that. Just for the fact that Kennedy can get stuck in the mud doing nothing. And I'm positive Marcus will at least try to win. So I'm going to pick the guy that's going to move forward, try to get this fight to the ground. And if it ends up on the ground, the skill gap is very, very wide. On the feet, Kennedy's the better striker, but he doesn't throw with enough volume for me to be worried about. So not only did I pick Marcus Buchecha, I bet on him. I got him at plus 220. Plus 220. Not the plus 105 we're looking at now, plus 220. And that is why it is very important to make sure you have the app with the push notifications on, because you would have gotten notification when I place that bet. And that bet might not hit. And if you hate the bet, it's fine. You at least see it. You put your phone down. You go back to taking a dump. But if you see it and you like it, you got it at plus 220 like I did. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, the first right hand that Kennedy throws is going to knock this guy out. I can't believe... God, man. I can't believe that... Listen, if you got your stipulations, if you got your whatever against Kennedy, you can't trust Kennedy, you don't think he's any good, all this type of stuff, don't bet him. But what are we doing? Why are we betting Marcus Buchecha, guys, man? 30 seconds into the fight, he's on his back. He's gassed 3 minutes to that fight. If Boudet had any pop to any sort of shot, that guy's put down 3 minutes in the fight because he can't breathe. Luckily, Boudet turned into a fucking sloppy mess as well, and he was able to kind of withstand the fucking laying of Boudet on top of him, and he was able to get in a situation where he was able to just kind of lay and breathe on top of Boudet. Marcus is going to come forward. He can't strike. If he's moving forward offensively, he's got some decent power behind his shots, but Kennedy's not a guy that where you just fucking run at with your fucking... He might actually do that. I mean, he might just blitz this guy. I'm trading Kennedy like fucking Jalen Turner this week. I got first round finish, second round finish bets on him. I think the first punch that he lands is gonna drop Marcus in a bad fucking way, and his takedowns fucking suck. So I'll take Kennedy all day. I can't believe people are betting Marcus. I get the Kennedy hate.
A lot of people are betting
putting
Marcus.
your money on... How can you watch that... Guys... How the fuck did any of you watch that fucking Boudet fight and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to put money on this guy. Oh yeah, I'm going to put money on this guy. What are we doing?
Same way you could watch a Kennedy fight. Go watch Kennedy fight Ovince St. Preux and tell me that dude's the favorite in any
I know
fight
he's an
ever.
actual striker with actual power that puts people out. I know that Marcus, 30 seconds in his debut, was like...
That was short notice.
Fuck yeah.
First of all, for context purposes here, I did a quarter of a unit bet on Marcus at plus 220.
You'll never see that quarter of unit go faster in your life.
You've
when
never
we
seen
hit
me
Kennedy
at a Chinese
under
buffet.
KO under a minute and a half, we're going to go fucking bananas. And we're going to give you a call.
No, thank you. I'll be with Tiffany on my 10-year anniversary trip.
We're going to give you a call.
Arizona.
And I'm going to tell you to talk to my fucking nuts.
Also, we're going to Arizona. So if you people have any suggestions for cool shit to do in Phoenix, let me know. That's where we're going. Jacob and I are split here. If you need a tiebreaker, check out the website. We have Artem, we have BetSam, and we have an artificial intelligence. All of them picking fights, some of them placing bets. Check it all out right now. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. And it's not just this
They
card.
said they introduced this guy as some people say he's the greatest, one of the greatest grapplers of all time. That's what Bisping said about this guy Marcus, because all his gi and no gi fucking accolades. This guy got on top of Martin Boudet and couldn't even throw a hook in.
Some people say, yeah, we interviewed his mother, and some people say he's the most handsome boy. That's what I'm saying. Bisping interviewed his mother, and he's like, some people say he's the most handsome boy in the world. It's like, well, who's some people?
Not everyone has their mother.
You have yours, so what do you give a fuck?
I care about others.
Yeah, I bet you do. Here's the reality of this situation. It's a tough fight to pick. I bet on it because of the odds. at the time. If you want to check out every bet on the card, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. We have a $1.99 super chat from Axel Diaz 8847. Melsick under strikes. Lock of the week, baby.
Easy, baby. Lock it in. That was it.
It's gonna hit. It's
that
gonna
was
hit.
it. Melsick under strikes. We got it locked in.
The funniest part about that is thank you very much for the super chat. 7 people immediately. Bro, Melsick's out. Melsick's not fighting. Melsick's out, dude. It's like, yeah, that's the point of the message. So that's what you get. Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have what should be the fight of the night. We have Morgan Charriere taking on Costa. Morgan Charriere, 21-11 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses, taking on Costa, 24-7 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, riding that 4-fight win streak, looking to make it 5. This is a really fun fight. This is an exciting fight. These are 2 guys that both have dog in them, 2 guys that'll have to get after it. Morgan Charriere.
Say that sentence again real quick.
I said 2 guys that'll absolutely get after it. We have Morgan Charriere, an explosive striker. He's light in his feet. He stalks his opponents before leaping in to the punches. He's in phenomenal shape. He's got good wrestling. He's got good striking. He can do all of the things. He's good everywhere. He's got fantastic cardio. He is coming off that win over Nate Landwehr, where he had 2 of his own takedowns and a knockdown. Taking on Costa, well-rounded guy, creative striking, solid grappling. His takedown defense, not great, but on the ground, he can find things. He can create scrambles, find submissions. He has powerful hands. He's got solid technique. He strings it all together really well. He is coming off that win over Julian Erosa, where he was taken down a few times, but he outworked Julian. And you know what's interesting about this fight is I broke this down a week ago when it was plus money. And I didn't bet it because I was like, this is going to be a competitive fight. I like Costa a lot. I've been picking him. Jacob made him his lock of the week against Andre Feely. Like, I like Costa a lot. He's been putting things together. But Morgan's going to win this fight. And when I saw him at plus money, I was like, this is crazy. Why is he the dog? He should be faster. He should be the better striker overall. He should have the better cardio. Not that Melk has cardio issues, but I know Morgan can just go. He's got the better offensive wrestling. Like, outside of Melk catching him in a submission, I don't know how Morgan loses this fight, but I didn't bet it because I just was like, this is a competitive fight and I like Melk a lot. And every day that goes by, I email the doctor that gave me my vasectomy and I say, you took out too much. You took out too much. I no longer have nuts. I have no testosterone left and I'm kind of a pussy because I wanted Morgan as a dog, and I didn't do it. I was a coward. And now here he is as the favorite, and he's one of my most confident picks on this card. Morgan is the pick. I think he wins this fight. I am very confident, and anybody who talks about EV betting and that whole methodology, Morgan is one of, in my opinion, this is all opinion-based. We won't know till after the fights. In my opinion, Morgan is one of the best EV bets on this card because his opening odds, you can see were minus 150. If he was minus 175 right now, I don't think a lot of people would be complaining about those odds. Morgan's the pick. I eventually placed a bet on him. I waited too long. The doctor over vasectomied me. And if you want to write him a letter, I'll give you his address. What do you think, Jacob?
Well, he's technically the underdog right now, so he could be.
It went back?
No, I just said that.
Well, why would you lie?
You
know what?
I don't know.
I'm going to get wine. I'm going to get some
like
wine.
that.
You do your part here, okay? I'll be back. Let me mute this. Don't do anything fucking stupid, please.
Look at this fucking guy right here. This fucking fat fuck, man. Honey, I'm hungry. All right. You guys know I love Costa. He was a former lock of the week. You guys probably know that I was an anti Morgan Charriere guy. I had Cheppy as my lock of the week. I said Cheppy is going to run through this guy. When you have a guy that's outworking a guy like Cheppy, which, by the way, Cheppy did win that fight, dominated that fight. But Morgan did better than I thought he was going to. When you have a guy matching the energy of Cheppy and then outworking a guy like Nate Landwehr, that's going to start to turn my opinion of you and why I like Melk in this fight. And Melk is going to look good early with those big kicks, those big whap, whap. And he might be able to find something with those kicks. And his hands are nice and crisp and sharp early as well. The big actions with those big kicks, he does start to slow down in fights. He might be able to get Morgan out early. Morgan's been wobbled a little bit by Nate. He was dropped by Nathaniel Wood. Like we've seen him crack before. And if Melk lands a good shot, he can crack this guy, maybe force him to wrestle, and that's when the submissions come in. But if this gets out of the first round, it feels like Melk gets sloppier with his boxing. The kicks aren't as sharp. And in a boxing range, this guy Morgan can really throw some really hot, fast, heavy shit. And if this fight extends, I could even see a finish, maybe late second, third round for Morgan. I'm going Morgan. If he gets knocked out by Melk, I'm not going to be. I know how good Melk is. He's crafty. He's a tough son of a bitch. I said on Twitter a few days ago, whatever it was, like, honestly, people think they know what the fight of the year is and they have opinions. This one could literally end up being a candidate for fight of the fucking year. Both these guys are very, very tough. Both are very, very good. But I'm surprisingly probably going to go Morgan Charriere here. I think he survives the heavy action early from Costa. And then he maybe even mix in a takedown or two, kind of late second round into the third rounds to keep control and maybe win this fight. But I think his boxing is just going to be crisper later in the rounds.
What the hell did you do when I was gone?
What?
Why are the comments Angelo Gaylord? Show your dick. Angelo with the zesty act. I had 5 people say I was zesty. What the hell did you say while I was gone?
That's you. They're not talking about anything. The way you fucking... I didn't say anything. Why are you so insecure? I literally didn't say anything about you being zesty.
Well, while I'm here, all is good. It needs a tuba player behind him for every step. And the username is Angelo's Chastity Belt. Where did that come from, Jacob? That wasn't just here when I was here. I get up.
You're literally like, this is kind of like a vain moment because I didn't say anything about you. I was just breaking down the fights, but you just want to talk about yourself.
I go back, I watch this, you didn't say shit.
I don't think I said a single actual word.
I don't think, or I didn't.
I might have said 1 or 2 words.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't say,
Yeah.
but I didn't do anything.
Did you do a womp womp while I was walking? What'd you do? Do the sound, Jacob. Do the sound. What'd you do? Was it a fee-fi-fo-fum? What was it?
Walk out. Let's see what it is.
It's getting the dog riled up. Okay. Oh, that wasn't a stomp. That was my thighs rubbing together. All right. Fair play. Who did you pick?
Morgan.
Okay. And I heard you mention he's been dropped a few times, and that is a little bit concerning. I have seen that as well. Melk has some random power, but I don't think he'll be the better striker. I don't think he'll be faster. I don't think he'll be cleaner.
He's pretty when he doesn't like to box
He's a good
early.
striker.
He likes to stay at range with those kicks, but those early boxing exchanges, he gets hit. He doesn't move his head, but he can throw some fucking shit.
I agree. And so when I do these breakdowns, I usually will grab my notes from prior because fighters don't fundamentally change every fight. So I'll go back. So next time Melk Costa fights, I'll search Melk Costa in my notes. I'll grab his notes. I'll move them over and then I'll amend them. I used to have in his notes, he's a very good striker who wrestles when he doesn't need to. I've removed that from the notes, but would you agree? Like, he will be winning striking exchanges and then decide to wrestle for no reason when he's winning striking exchanges.
Who?
Melk.
I don't know. Haven't noticed.
Well, I did. All right. Well, we're both on the same side as this. Are you as confident as I am, or you think this is a 50-50 fight?
No, I think this could be fight of the year. I'm not going to be surprised anything happens this fight, to be honest with you.
So, like, the opening odds at minus 150 plus 130, if those were the odds right now, you'd be like, hey, this is a 50-50 fight, or you'd be like, this seems right.
I think I just said it's a 50-50 fight.
Okay.
I don't know why you questioning what I said. I think
Well, you didn't.
I think I was very fucking clear what I said.
No, I said, do you think this is a 50-50 fight? You said, I think
yeah, I think
it's
it's
50-50
fight, and you were like,
and you said, I think this is fight of the year.
You're trying to be like Mr. Detective, like trying to get like
No,
a false confession out of me or something. Like, what about, let's say, okay, maybe you didn't have the knife, but let's say you were in the room.
Why did you? Yeah, no, but that's not what happened. I said, do you
if
think
you were going to do it, how would you do it?
I said, yeah, like the OJ dude. The fact that some of you youngins might not. OJ Simpson wrote a book. He was arrested for killing his ex-wife. He was acquitted despite evidence everywhere. And then he wrote a book saying, if I did it. And then detailed exactly how it was done. One of the craziest things that's ever happened. And then, he lost a civil lawsuit, and all the proceeds from that book had to go to the family of the woman that he allegedly murdered.
Yeah,
actually, he's dead. He can't sue me, right?
He's
dead.
I don't talk about the dead. It's not in my nature. It's not what I like to do. There's bad people, there's good people, but the dead are dead, Angelo.
Then he ended up going to jail, not for killing his ex-wife, which was pretty obvious. He went to jail for robbing his own memorabilia. Yeah, it was his memorabilia.
I know, but he got some wild charge. What was the...
it was kidnapping because he wouldn't let him leave the hotel room.
Yeah, he shut the door behind him or something. Technically, that turns into... It's not kidnapping, it's...
So he sold his own Heisman to pay for like some shit, and then he just robbed it back? Did he sell it? No, it was in a storage unit he didn't pay for, and they got... I forget the details, but it's actually fuck... I remember this was like 1995. I was in elementary school, and I remember when he was elementary school. What are you talking about?
Damn.
I didn't say middle school.
93?
95. I think it was 95.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Okay. And then I remember knowing nothing about anything. I remember it was like major news. Like they told us in the school, O.J. Simpson was innocent. Like it was 9/11. Because I remember that.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Whoa, what could...
Never forget. Dude, we were... So wasn't the Charlie Kirk thing also on... Was it the 12th or that was the 11th or something like that? That was right around then. And I was... What
the hell are we about to talk about?
No, yeah, maybe I won't word this well. We were... I was on a conference call at work, and somebody... forgot the date of 9/11. They're like, and all of us at the same time were like, they said never forget. You promised you would never forget, and you have already forgotten. You know what? You're a fucking dork and a horrible audience. Just sit the fuck up and laugh and move on. The fact that you do that, I could say some fucking Kevin Hart funny shit, and you're just going to lean back, pretend it's not funny, and rainy day is 2 thumbs down. Pretend it's not funny, and then that's the energy that got put out. Fuck you. Oh, man, a promo. Let's skip it. Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have Cesar Almeida taking on Cesar Oletsachuk. Cesar Almeida, 7-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. Coming off that big knockout win over Abdul Razak Al Hassan that I watched cage side with my best friend who's deciding to be a cock gobbler right now. Cesar Oletsachuk, 16-3 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, making his UFC debut. Cesar Almeida, big-time professional kickboxer. He had a long, storied professional kickboxing career, but before moving over to MMA and the UFC. And in his professional kickboxing career, he had very high-level wins, including a win over Alex Pereira. He does everything you would expect a high-level kickboxer to do. He strikes well at range. He has the clean combinations. He's got that big power. He's got good footwork. He's very dangerous every second that the fight is remaining standing. His takedown defense against the cage is pretty solid. In the middle of the octagon, not very good. That takes a long time to put together. He is coming off of that KO win over Abdul Razak Al Hassan, but he got dropped bad before he ended up flatlining Al Hassan. He's taking on Cesar Oletsachuk. And that last name's going to sound familiar because he is McCall Oletsachuk's brother. That's why they look exactly the freaking same. He's just a little bit younger. And I would say a little bit bigger, but obviously they fight in the same weight class. Cesar Nzechukwu is a very good striker. He's got clean boxing. He's got nice combinations. He's got fantastic power. His size, his stance switches, all of it flows very, very nicely. He throws kicks, but for the most part, he's mostly a boxer, not really a true kickboxer. His grappling is defensive. He's not really looking to shoot takedowns. If he does get taken down, he is immediately looking to move and pop up and get out of there. This is a striker versus striker matchup. It's a really fun fight. One side of me is saying you got to go with the guy with the more MMA experience. You got to go with Cesar here. He has fewer fights, but he's been fighting at this level, a much higher level, fighting the better level of competition. The other side of me is saying I'm going to go with the guy who's basically 10 years younger, who is faster, who I don't think he's cleaner, but he's just so fast and he's young and he's durable. And I just watched Cesar almost get knocked out. So I'm going with Cesar here. I think Cesar's speed, like his brother, is incredible. I think his speed, the 12-year age difference, I think his durability and the fact that Cesar was just dropped and the fact that he's in his late 30s, all of that together, I'm picking Cesar. And I want to remind everybody here, if you didn't watch my quick pick video, I did every single one of these fight breakdowns with 0 odds whatsoever. These odds did not exist when I placed these bets, when I made these picks, when I did the write-up. Then the odds came out. Then I decided to place bets. When I saw these odds and I saw, it says the opening odds were plus 170. And while that is true, they didn't last very long. When I saw that Cesar immediately became a favorite and then continued to become a bigger and bigger favorite, I was a little bit surprised. I thought I was picking a dog when I picked him. I figured that he would remain an underdog because of just raw experience. I'm on the Cesar side. I recognize how good Cesar is, but just the age and getting dropped in his last fight is a problem for me. What do you think, Jacoby?
Yeah, this is going to be exactly like, and I told you guys exactly what was going to happen last week in that Ewo fight. I said, you want to test the fucking blockhead of Ebo, like, good luck to you. And I said exactly what was going to happen. He was going to get overzealous and then get dropped. Luckily, he was able to survive that, right? So he came in overzealous, the blockhead Ebo, boom, went after him. He was able to survive and get that knockout win. And I think the same thing's going to happen here. Cesar is a guy that is going to be the faster, kind of more in-the-pocket striker, a little bit more rangy. And I think the same thing could happen as the Ebo fight and as like the Al-Azaka-Razan fight. Butcher the fuck out of that one. But
we watched that live, too.
Right. I mean, that was a wild ass fucking fight. But this guy.
Wait, sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Fuck it.
Go ahead.
Nah, that's cool, man. I haven't interrupted you once tonight.
Yeah, I bet you told me to lick an asshole or something. I thought, if you remember, they basically shut down the venue when Razak Al-San got knocked out. They had to it was bad. We were like, did that guy die? Like, it was bad in there for a while.
It got real fucking quiet. There's no doubt about that.
Bad. Yeah, it was tense. And I was, quietly eating chips because, it was going to echo in that place. It was dicey.
Oops. Got your asshole. But Cesar's a guy that, he's kind of known for kind of eating big shots and knocking people out. Like, that's kind of what he does. Even when he got dropped, he was never, if you look at his eyes, as he's getting dropped, he's looking right at him. He never lost. It's like his head went back or whatever. So he gets dropped, he gets wobbled. But if you want to test his blockhead, more power to you, because it's kind of what Cesar does. He eats shots, and he's got fucking insane fucking power in both hands, but especially that left hook when you're trying to run in. So I still believe in the power of Cesar Almeida. That's kind of my guy. If Cesar comes in and gets it done, it is what it is. But I think this is an under 1.5 play. I think these guys get after it and something happens fucking early, because these young kids, I guess he's not really that. He's 25, but they come in with some confidence, and he's going to be able to land, because Cesar's kind of like the Alex Pereira, where it's like they're not in here like this. They're just kind of, looking, they're making reads, they'll eat a shot, then they fire back. So he's going to land some shit, and he's going to get aggressive, and that's kind of what Almeida wants. So I'm on my guy, Cesar.
I think you said he's like Alex Pereira. They don't, the defense isn't fluid and clean, they just kind of eat some shots. I think that is literally because of the gloves. In kickboxing, you got these big gloves. You can block here. In MMA, you can't block here. The punches go through. And if you go all the way back to the Tito Ortiz days, he was fighting. He was being coached by, was it Onama? Oyama. I forget his coach's name, but they would do the boxing defense. And you watch Chuck Liddell knock out Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz like this, and the punches are just getting clean through right there. The headshots were going clean through because you don't have the big boxing gloves to protect you.
How did you just trash this guy in the chat and then he's coming after me? I didn't even say that, you fucking retard. Jacob Bass. He thinks that's me.
Jacob Ass said, well, he
said, hey, little lizard
you.
boy, did you know, Bobby,
That's
you talked
you.
about the fight that we already fucking broke down. The guy's already retarded. You respond to him, said we already broke that fight down. Then he says, you got me. At least I'm not a 4'8" autistic lizard, though. Like, I'm not even in this conversation. Why am I catching strays? What do you say fuck me for?
The funniest part about that is you knew he was talking to you. Some people think I'm short just based on where the camera is. But you immediately knew he was talking to you.
He said lizard.
That's not the second time.
What are you talking about?
4'8". Oh, autistic lizard. Yeah, that's you.
Oh, my God, dude.
That's definitely you. This should be a really fun fight. You can see the 0% takedowns average on the Cesar Almeida side. I expect the same on the Cesari side. This will be a fun back and forth. I think your analogy was spot on. I think this is exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get just an absolute firefight, and it lasts as long as it lasts. I think Cesari's a nice little injection into the weight class because he's fun, he throws, and that's what this weight class needs. If you want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 for an entire month.
Have you ever been spelunking?
That's the cave diving, right? Even though it sounds like a weird sex thing.
What? What? Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to ask you about caves. What the hell are you bringing it to, like, I'm not trying to be weird. Why are you being weird about everything?
I have not been cave diving. I'm too
People
large
were talking
to
about
squeeze
salamanders and lizards. I was just watching a cave diving episode yesterday, and there was, like, salamanders, like, swimming in front of us. So I was just asking if you ever went spelunking. Now it's, like, talking about Sydney Sweeney's tits.
We would catch, what? We would catch salamanders. We would go to upstate New York, which is not New York City. It's the Catskills. There was a pond. We had a bungalow. You know what a bungalow is? It's like a trailer with no wheels. It's like tiny little hut on some land. And when I say trailer with no wheels, I don't mean like a trailer in a trailer park. Some of those are like nice with multiple bedrooms. I mean like a trailer that a truck would pull with no wheels. And we had bungalows on some random land in the middle of upstate.
They're saying already that this story is bullshit.
We would catch sal. That is what a bungalow is. Just some little fucking. It didn't even have the individual bungalows didn't even have electricity. Anyway, we would.
Bungalow. This better be a fucking. Let's see. These are nice ass houses.
Shut the fuck up.
Holy shit! What the hell are you talking about? A bungalow is a cozy, often charming single or a 1.5 story house.
These weren't. I'm.
The hell is he fucking talking about?
I'm gonna have to ask my father for pictures for when I was a small child, dude. It was a disgusting little tiny.
That's not a bungalow. Poor. A bungalow was a nice fucking.
So what would you describe it as? A shack? They called it the bungalows.
Love shack.
I mean, these were tiny. There wasn't electricity. Anyway, there was a
tent. What are you talking about? Like a cabin? It was like a cabin.
It was like a pop-up trailer, like a.
So it's called tents.
That you would no, but it's like it had real sides and a structure like that a pickup truck would pull. Like a camper. It was a camper a pickup truck would pull.
I think you were being trafficked.
But it has a traffic. Are these not my parents?
Getting trafficked.
He's not my. We did spend a lot of time in the woods.
No wonder you don't know fucking Italian or nothing. Holy shit!
I'm Armenian. I was just trafficked.
Oh my god!
But anyway, there was
like 40 or 50 of us, and
there was a pond across the street, and we would catch salamanders all the time. And they had spots on them. They were just like slimy little lizards. And that's the only place I have ever seen salamanders in real life. Upstate New York, some random pond across the street from the bungalows. What a story.
And you didn't even answer if you've been in caves or not.
My fat ass doesn't fit in caves. AVW3X sent $2.79 Canadian. I lost 3 bands on Saturday. HB, you guys. What does HB mean?
How about you guys? I was up I think 3 or 4.
Yeah, Jacob was up
so.
tremendous. That's why I pinned it. Like
Type of 6-7 in the chat if you were in the stream Saturday, Buzz.
Jacob was up tremendous. Bet Sam slam of the week.
I literally think we're up $8,000 the last 2 streams.
And Bet Sam slam of the week. I bragged about the safety parlay being the beacon of stability.
Are you wearing yours? The one you ordered?
I didn't order one. I should have.
You said what?
I still can.
What'd you say though? Because I have these freckledsalamander.com. Get them for Christmas. Oh, Bill, I got a bunch of.
You know what? I will get them
for
Christmas. I haven't ordered one. I never actually did one.
Okay.
Do they come in 2XL?
Okay. Okay.
You know why I didn't order it? Because that will be there, and I can jump on it whenever. What I did order.
You know what? I'm shutting the store down right now. I don't want you to order one.
No, don't, because I do plan on ordering one.
I'm shutting it down right now.
No, that's crazy.
Nope. I'm not going to let you order one.
I can't type. I can't spell salamander. Fuck.
Yeah, I gotta log in quick. I'm shutting it down.
FreckledSalamander.com. Why is it not going? How do you spell freckled? Salamander. Freckled. Dude, your website's down.
Yeah, I don't know my password. No, thefreckledsalamander.com. Don't be retarded. Yeah.
Oh.
Come on.
Thefreckledsalamander.com. Okay, I don't want the t-shirts. I'll do the hoodie. It's the winter.
Well, I'm getting I'm shutting it down right now as soon as I remember my password.
I'm doing which hoodie? I was just waiting because I just felt there was no sense of urgency.
No.
I can't do the one. You know what? I will do the one with my fucking fat pig face on it. 2XL. Check out $39. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm logged in. You better. Here we go.
Google Pay. Here we go. Have the correct shipping address.
Oh, here it comes.
That's not my address. That's not my address. I don't have the right shipping address. Okay, hold on.
Are you sure you want to? Yes. Where is it? Damn it.
No, it's not going to work. Hold on. I had to change my address. This is 3 addresses ago. Pay now.
Stores.
Now I got it. Now I'm going to be wearing a hoodie that has my own pig face on it. Way to convince me to fucking do that shit.
Yeah,
what I did buy...
Go get it, thefreckledsalamander.com. Go get you some stuff.
What I did buy us is your picture of Diego Lopez. I got it displayed in my office. I bought you one. I haven't seen you wear it yet. And that's iconic. You took that picture.
They sent me a whole box of those.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What the fuck did I spend all that money for buying them?
I don't know. They sent me, I have a hoodie. I have a t-shirt. I got...
Did they really?
Yeah. I mean, you saw this, right?
No.
Huh?
No. Oh, I did see that. That is awesome. You bought that, though.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's right. That other company asked you for permission as well.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And they paid me. I got paid. Yo, shout out to Jason House. That's my dog. That's Diego's manager. I think he's Josh Van's manager, too. I think he was there celebrating with Josh Van. But Jason House, the ones that reached out and was like, hey, can we use this picture? And I literally told him, I was like, listen, because I knew they want to use it quick. So I was like, just use it. Whatever you think afterwards, or based on whatever you think that picture was worth to you guys, just take care of me on the back end. And he did that. So shout out to Jason. I appreciate that. He was a stand-up guy through the whole thing. I'm glad they were able to use that picture, and hopefully you guys got that. It's cool to be attached to that because that's a fucking iconic picture. So.
Oh, no, dude, so if you guys don't know what the hell we're talking about, Jacob and I were at Noche UFC. At Noche, obviously Diego knocked out Jean Silva in spectacular fashion, then jumped on the side of the cage, flipped off Jean Silva's corner. It was the loudest sporting event I have ever attended in my entire life. People went bananas. Jacob took that picture. He tweeted it. And after he tweeted it, first of all, a million random bullshit Twitter accounts that have never done anything on their own took Jacob's photo and they tweeted it like it was theirs. But Jason House, the manager for Diego Lopez, was kind enough to reach out to Jacob and said, hey, can we use this picture for some merch? Jacob was like, yeah, do me a favor. Like,
I just told, why are you retelling my story? I literally just told, why are you retelling it? I already told him the whole thing.
He said, do me a favor. I'm mansplaining. He said,
yeah,
no
exactly.
problem.
Like, we already heard the story. What the hell are you doing? I said,
So
yeah,
they
use it, take care of me. And he took care of me. I literally already told this.
I just didn't hear that part. I was too busy reading comments. My bad. Hey, did you know Lars stopped watching us? Lars Newt Barfon, who only says mean things, said, I can't watch anymore. So what a loss for the community that is. Next up,
sorry, Lars.
It's unfortunate.
That's what happens when Angelo drinks, guys. Yeah,
it literally is, though. No, it literally is.
I don't know whose idea this was, but
it was Jacob's.
I just lost a subscriber because of your actions tonight.
I showed up. That dude.
And Lars, if there's anything that we can do to get you back, you let me know, buddy. I apologize.
What's funny about Lars is I recognize the name because he comments a lot of negative stuff.
Damn it, Lars.
But then I hit his name. So when I log into YouTube as, a channel manager here, whatever, Jacob can see the same thing. When you tap on somebody's name, you can see every comment they've ever left. So if you leave an overtly negative comment, I will tap on your name and I will see. Like, does this person just hate?
Whoa, this guy said previously Amanda Hebas is washed up from getting her back broken so many times. Get him out of here.
I don't see that comment.
Get him out of here. You're gone, Lars. See you later, buddy.
Oh, you went through his previous comments? Yeah, okay.
Get out of here, buddy, you fucking idiot.
I can see every comment somebody has ever left. So when my favorite thing is when people are like, this guy picked so-and-so. And then I tap your profile picture and then that same person is like, so-and-so wins. And I'm like, you just picked this guy. So it is funny. Lars is a name I recognize because it's a weird name. Now.
Guess what, Lars? You're never going to be here again.
It's a weird name. And B, he's an enigma because he'll comment wildly negative shit, but also positive stuff. Like he's been like, love the vlogs, Angelo, great content.
Well, you never see his comments again. So
and he'll be like, great pick, Ange. But then he'll be like, Angelo's a fat idiot. It's like, dude, what are we doing? I don't understand. Pick a lane. Damn it. Next up. At UFC Vegas 112, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Megamind taking on Kevin Vallejos. Megamind 15-5 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5 on an unfortunate 2-fight skid. Taking on Kevin Vallejos, 16-1 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5 on a 5-fight win streak. Giga Chikadze is a very good striker. He's got a good jab, fantastic kicks. He does an incredible job managing range. He uses those kicks to do that. The kicks keep you at distance, then the volume comes in, and then he starts firing in the hands. He's not really like an insanely high volume guy. He's landing around 4 significant strikes per minute, but he does a really nice job of keeping you low. Your volume ends up low because of his distance management. He is coming off that loss to David Onama, where he was taken down 3 times. He's taking on Kevin Vallejos, a powerful striker who sends a beautiful 1-2. If you kick, he's going to catch it, and then he'll bomb an overhand. With the other hand, he's very comfortable on the feet. He is very dangerous. He's very impressive. The speed is there, especially considering his power. He has a few submissions, but he does have some grappling holes. He can be heavy on that front leg. I haven't seen a lot of people exploit that. But the reality is Kevin Vallejos is a really good prospect. He's a ton of fun. He just beat Danny Silva, where he had the volume and he worked in a few takedowns. 87% of people are picking Vallejos. I said Giga Chikadze could win this fight. I leaned on Giga's experience. I said this guy has been fighting at the highest level for a very long time. Giga Chikadze's losses are all to very quality opponents. He's only been fighting high quality opponents at this level. He can manage range. He has the distance. He's very durable. And everybody's on the VAO side. Everybody said I was stupid as hell for picking Chikadze. And I get it. I understand the concerns. A lot of people are on the Kevin side, and I get he's fast. I get he's clean. I get he's throwing rights, and he's there. But he has fought one single good fighter, and he lost that fight. It was a decision, and he looked decent. And to his credit, the first thing he did in his first UFC win was call out Jean Silva. I do think that the fight IQ, the range management, the high-level experience, I think Giga Chikadze can win this fight. The reason the term fraud check even exists, is because people like Giga have beaten people like Kevin. That is the reason the term fraud check exists. So for people to lose their mind, like Giga can't win this fight, is insane. So I'm going to pick Giga, but I'm safety Ange. They over vasectomied me. I'm not going to moneyline Giga. I went plus 3.5 on Giga because I think he can win a single round. He's durable. He's tough. He's not going to get shut out. I don't think he's going to get finished here. I think he wins a single round. Therefore, I think my bet cashes. I'm picking Giga Chikadze. Kevin Vallejos is good. He's got potential. And if he beats Giga, then yeah, he's the real deal. But we have only seen him fight one good fighter, and he lost that fight. Jacob, what do you think?
You said Giga's the one that fraud checks people? Is that what you said?
No, I said the only reason the term fraud check exists is because people like Giga win against people like Kevin. That's why that term even exists. Old people who everybody thinks are washed have beaten young prospects since the beginning of time, hence the term fraud check.
Yeah, Kevin said that, or I mean, Angelo said that Kevin hasn't beat anybody good. I don't know what the fuck this guy's saying at this point, guys, and I apologize for the way he's acting.
The only ranked opponent he fought, he lost to.
He's obviously very not in a great space right now. I just talked to the chat, and I was trying to get some suggestions on help because this was supposed to be a fun kind of episode, a fun whatever. But now, as I wrote in the chat, and I need your guys' help, is I don't know what to do at this point. I do worry. This was supposed to be like a 1 or 2 drink night, and now he's slurring his words. He's picking Giga Kachajes. Like, I don't know at this point what we even do with this guy. Do I go straight to like an intervention? Do I contact his wife? Do I contact his boyfriend, his former male lovers? What doctors? I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. But you said that he hasn't fought anybody. I mean, Puma pressure Danny Silva is good as anybody in this fucking division. The guy has wrestling. The guy has crazy pressure. The guy has really slick interior boxing with good defense as well. And if Kevin Vallejos was able to come in, by the way, going into that fight, I said, hey, Danny Silva's going to be fucking alive in this fight. And Kevin, to his credit, made adjustments, worked in the wrestling, did what he needed to do to get out of that fight. This is it's a weirder fight for him because it's not just kind of straight boxing, but it's an easier fight for him because Giga, he does have a tendency to make fights close, right? With his range, with his whatever. So I get your plus 3.5, that type of bet. But to win this fight, I think it's going to be a little bit of a tall task because Kevin will just kind of rush into those boxing exchanges. And Giga with those low hands, with that kick style, is going to be able to find himself in some trouble. So you're kind of just assuming that Kevin can't knock this guy out. Be careful with that. You know, I think if Kevin gets inside, he can fucking knock this guy out. So you just kind of made the assumption that he doesn't get knocked out, and if he doesn't, he can win a round. I think Kevin, if he gets inside this guy and cuts those angles, or even gets this guy on the ground, maybe he comes out and just wrestles off the rip. I think Giga's in fucking trouble. So if he just plays Giga's game, it's gonna be close. But he's a smart kid and he's pretty fucking talented. So I think he gets inside and really punishes Giga.
He is talented, and he does have potential. Let me ask this question. This is a serious question.
I bet.
It actually is. If Giga Chikadze loses the 29-28, I cash my bet. My pick wasn't as far off as you people are making it out to be. Do I get credit? Or does every fucking dork asshole comment, nice Giga pick?
I don't
the
know
bet cashed. The bet cashed.
Yeah. So
I care what other people think. I do care what people think. I live in a world where I can't ignore thousands of strangers.
Technically, you'd be wrong. So the good news is you wouldn't have to hear it for a few weeks.
I would hear it immediately. What are you talking about? I get people fucking at me in the Discord with their bullshit.
Yeah, I get Instagram. My Instagram the past 6 or 7 weeks was a lot of kill yourself, buddy.
Lock of the week. Nah, it's dude. The Discord's probably going full premium because people don't know how to fucking act. There's 10,000 people in there. They can't wait to at me if something misses. Silent crickets when things go well. Except the premium members. The premium members are civilized human beings. We've got well over 4,000 premium members. That might be a premium only Discord pretty soon because of how you people are acting. I understand the love for Kevin here. I get it. I completely get it. I'm not sitting here saying Kevin sucks. I am just sitting here saying Giga is better
he can make fights close. He's just a
correct.
I almost said he's a glorified Wonder Boy, but Wonder Boy was really fucking good.
No, Wonder Boy's the best karate style fighter the UFC's ever seen.
But it's the same thing to where it's like
MVP.
He can make anything close, but is he beating these guys? I don't know.
His loss to Calvin Kattar is the one that's like, fuck. That's the one where it's like, that Kevin's somewhat similar. Kevin's not as clean of a striker as Calvin, but he's fast. My only point here is Giga has high-level experience. He's a high IQ guy. The leg kicks, the rangy body kicks, like he can manage range. He can keep fights close. He's very durable. Kevin is still extremely young. And when he fought Jean Silva looks old, but Jean Silva's also young. Giga has a wealth of experience. I would not be surprised by just squeaking out a random win, or at the very least, which is why the bet is +3.5. I think he can get a +3.5 here. I think he can just win a single round.
Alex Caceres, Edson Barbosa, and Cub Swanson in the last 5 years were his wins.
All of those people have high-level experience. Who are his losses? Read the losses.
Have a lot of experience.
Read the losses. That's what I thought. Every loss is to a top 10 ranked fighter, at least at the time, was a top 10 ranked fighter. So I get it. I get the love for Kevin. I'm not going to disparage Kevin. He's young. He's fast. He's clean. He's all those things. Who?
Onama was unranked.
Onama just had a whole ass main event.
You said they were all top 10 at the time of the fight. He was unranked when they fought. He took Giga's ranking.
I don't know if that's true.
It is.
Listen, that's my pick. Jacob's on the other side. If you want to split the difference, go ahead and look at the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence has no bias whatsoever. It is an generative AI. I think the actual official term is neural net artificial intelligence, where we have a couple hundred models that look at biometrics, a couple hundred models that look at striking, a couple hundred models that look at grappling, a couple hundred models that look at other information. And then those models get grouped together and they get run in their own bucket, and then it spits out the pick. The artificial intelligence is very, very accurate, considering it is a robot picking fights based off of historical information. If you want to check out the artificial intelligence, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member, and you will find not only the AI and its picks, but also a full write-up explaining which picks to trust, which picks not to trust, historically where it's more accurate than other places. Check it all out. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. This is broken out for not just this fight card, but the UFC 324 fight card, UFC 325 fight card, and everything else that has already been announced for 2026. We got a couple of chats here. Escape said the Marvin Vettori pick aged well, Angelo. That wasn't that bad of a pick. I thought that was a very close fight. So, fuck you. This dude is 8 seconds away from a ban. Every video, he's commenting some shit about fighting. Fight me, Angelo. Come to Louisiana. And that's why I'm just going to ban him, because I get it's a troll job. No problem. I understand that. But I accepted the challenge. He said, come to Louisiana and box me. I said, okay. When and where? Let me know when. Let me know where. I'll be there. Because what you don't get is, I love that shit. I've been doing that for fucking 20 years. So yes, let me know when and where. I'll do a couple of sit-ups, a couple of push-ups, and I'll be ready to go. So if you want to get it in, we'll get it in. If not, shut your mouth. It is that simple. The next comment is some dumb troll bullshit. You're gone. The next comment should be a DM telling me when and where. That simple. End of story. You could say goodbye. You could actually pony up. That's it. Happy to fight the crew. Let's move on.
You're drunk.
I fought your dumbass. Do you genuinely think for 1 solid second I wouldn't fight that guy? I wouldn't go box him and make content out of it? You really think that? Do you think that?
You're drunk.
That wasn't the question. Next up, at UFC Vegas 112, we have the main event of the evening. We have Brandon Royval taking on Manel Kape. Fun fact, this fight has been booked more than once this year. Most recently, it was supposed to happen at UFC 317. It did not happen. Manel Kape pulled out. Joshua Van stepped in. Joshua Van became the number one contender with a very exciting, very close win over Brandon Royval. And then he somehow became a world champion when Brandon Royval's elbow bent in the wrong direction. Now we officially should have Brandon Royval taking on Manel Kape in the main event of the last card of the ESPN era. Brandon Royval 17-8 in his career. An unfortunate 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming off that war with Josh Van, taking on Manel Kape 16-8 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5 on a nice 2-fight win streak. Brandon Royval, as we all know, he's exciting. He gets in your face. He throws a million strikes. He doesn't back down. He doesn't slow down. If there is a grappling exchange, he can find your neck in a scramble. Brandon Royval did just
This guy said I DM'd you and you didn't respond, chicken. Man,
it's just not. Yeah, no, he's getting banned because that's just not true, and I'm done with his stupid bullshit.
He called your ass out, and now you just get a oof. That's a bad look, Angie.
Nah, see, here's the thing.
That's a
the
bad
problem
look.
is he can just perpetuate his bullshit forever. It's entirely not true. It's easier to ban and move on for my life. So either make it happen, I'll box you, we will go ahead, we'll turn it into some content, we'll have some fun with it, and that's it. Or shut the fuck up. It's a very simple formula. This is social media. I will box you on social media for content, or you can shut up. There's no in between. There's no in between. I DM'd you. It's not true. I know it's probably a 12-year-old with a fake account. I get all of that.
You're DMing 12-year-olds? You're telling 12-years-olds to DM you? Is that what I'm hearing here?
I don't know. It's a 12-year-old.
See, you're telling 12-year-olds, hey, DM me your address and I'll be there to beat you?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey. So I definitely should ban him. He's underage. Gone. Bye, nerd. Brandon Royval did just lose to Joshua Van. They set a record. It was a 3-round fight, not a 5. And they set a record for the most amount of significant strikes landed in a fist fight in the history of all time. And that's who Brandon Royval is. And it might play directly into Manel Kape's game plan because Manel Kape is a counter striker. He backs up. He's fast. He's explosive. He blasts your leg. He makes things happen. He's a southpaw. And that gives people a hard time. He bounces in and out of range really well. But at the end of the day, at his core, he is a counter striker. He did just embarrass Asu Almabayev. This is a really fun fight. I love this main event. This is exciting. We have 2 primary strikers. One is sheer volume. The other one is more of a counter striker. I am curious to see what happens here. I am going to pick Manel Kape because I do think just the raw forward pressure of Brandon Royval is going to play into what Manel Kape's looking to do. Now, what will be interesting as this fight goes on is what the hell is Manel Kape going to look like in rounds 4, in rounds 5, when Brandon Royval is still moving forward, still throwing as many strikes as he threw in the first, second, and third round. I'm going to pick Manel Kape. People jumping on these minus 255 odds, people who jumped on it at minus 300, all of those people are very, very risky. Like that just seems risky to me. Brandon Royval is just sheer volume and forward pressure in Las Vegas, a town that only cares about volume and forward pressure. This could get weird. I am on the Kape side. I'm not betting it. Too dicey. I do like the over 3.5 though. I'm surprised the round line is 3.5 and not 4.5. Both of these guys are durable. I'm surprised they gave us a round for free. What do you think, Jacob?
Let me ask you a question.
I would love to hear it.
Do you think Manel Kape can win a decision?
Yes.
No. The answer, Angelo.
Angelo.
There is no way in hell he is winning a decision versus Brandon Royval. I think there's a finish either way on this side. Either Kape is able to land a knockout early, or this pressure is going to fucking drown Manel Kape. We saw Manel Kape. Okay, there's 2 different Manel Kapes. There's a Manel Kape that, when he's fighting somebody that respects him, can stay in the middle, can dictate the pace, dictate the reins, dictate the pressure, right? And what he does is he is a counter striker, but he is a pressure counter striker. He wants to pressure you, lure it out, you throw, then he throws, and typically because he's pressuring you, you throw, he throws, you're like, oh shit, and then you circle out, and that's how he controls the exchanges. But you get somebody that stays in his face, like a young kid, Felipe Dos Santos, who came in, threw over 300 strikes. That's a little bit of a different Manel Kape because he is not used to wanting to counter strike. What Felipe was doing was he was striking first, and then Manel was countering off it and circling out, and it was a little bit of a tit for tat. So Manel was able to win those exchanges, and he was able to win that fight. He cracked Felipe, obviously, in those exchanges. But what Brandon Royval does better than anybody is he will go first. He will just, I mean, the way he just keeps that jab, I mean, he'll throw 4 or 5 jabs in a row. He'll go first, wait for Manel to go, and then he goes again. He will counter the counter striking with just unreal volume. So he's putting the jab, Manel throws his big shit, boom, and then Royval blitzes in. So now you have a counter striker being counter strike. Manel doesn't like that type of pressure. You saw in the third round of that Felipe Dos Santos fight, he was like the last minute 30, he was just running. I mean, he was just like, no, I'm fucking getting out of here. Even shot a takedown to not save himself, but shot a takedown, and that was in the third round of a fight with the same probably type of volume, but Brandon is going to be able to land so many just annoying shots that Manel Kape is going to throw so heavy early because Brandon is going to be in his face that he's either going to knock this guy out, which is possible. I'm not saying he can't do that, but I think he's got 2 rounds to do it. If this fight gets out to the third round, that the power is going to be gone. He might try to wrestle, which would be stupid, but picking against and betting against Brandon Royval, especially at minus 250 in a 5-round fight, is like, Jesus Christ. Like, I would just play Manel like 1-2, and I'll be honest with you. I have bets on Royval finish 3-4-5 because he might start burying Manel Kape. I think he withstands the stuff early, keeps that jab on Manel, and Manel with all those big fucking stuff he wants to throw, rounds 3, 4, and 5, I think he's going to be fucking toast. So
I don't listen. I don't hate that. I have no bets on Manel Kape whatsoever, and I was surprised at the amount of people who do. People love Manel Kape in this matchup. I am seeing so many people
when he hits
all
that
over.
flow state, I get it, but like he was
Because
not
what he
able to
did
hit
to
that flow state.
Almeida,
Yeah, he was not able to hit that flow state versus Felipe because he was backpedaling pretty much that whole time, and I mean Brandon Royval doesn't back up to fucking anybody.
Well, and if we look at, so Manel Kape beat Asu Almabayev. Asu Almabayev was just getting dotted the fuck up by Alex Perez, was about to lose that decision, found the guillotine. Before that, Manel Kape beat the brakes off of Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva is like a bomb overhands kind of guy. That plays directly into who Manel Kape is. Where, to your point, Brandon Royval will put up numbers. He literally has a significant strike record. I'm still on the Manel Kape side, don't get me wrong. But these odds are way too far. Like, they're so far apart.
There's two tells in this fight where you know Brandon Royval is about to win the fight. Number one, if Brandon Royval lands a triple jab where he just pop, 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 fight's over, Brandon Royval is going to win this fight. If Manel Kape shoots a takedown, Brandon Royval is going to win the fight. That means he doesn't like the pressure, he doesn't like the striking, and he's not going to, he might be able to control Royval for a little bit, but that's a dangerous game to play, especially if he's doing that late. If he's shooting a takedown in the second or third round, that dude's fucked.
I don't disagree. I'm trying to find, I'm Googling right now. Do you know what the odds were the last time this fight was booked? Because I am curious if you're getting a discount on Royval because he lost to Joshua Van. So I'm trying to find what the odds were when this was originally booked. Brandon Royval for yeah, I don't see. I'm not seeing what the odds were. I mean, he beat Tatsuro Taira. So Brandon Royval lost a close decision to the current world champion, love it or hate it, beat the next title challenger, and he's a 2-1 dog, more than a 2-1 dog. I don't see odds anywhere for
who the fuck has Manel Kape beat? Go through it.
Listen, and Brandon Royval has beat Brandon Moreno, former world champion. Almost beat Joshua Van. You could argue he did beat Joshua Van, except Josh Van wears no damage whatsoever.
Yeah, like if he didn't get dropped in the last, it would have been
correct.
Interesting to see how that was scored.
Correct. And Josh Van literally doesn't even swell. Like, his face doesn't react at all. So, and I asked Josh about that when we were filming. I was like, how come some of these fighters, and he's like, they have no scar tissue. They're young. was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense.
You and who were talking about young people?
Yet again. I am on the Kape side. Don't get me wrong here. I just think these odds are atrocious. This is a closer to a 50-50 fight. Manel Kape 5'5". The top of his
super
head,
nice guy.
That's a hat. 5'6", Jacob.
Listen,
this Manel Kape.
Yeah.
I assume most people are. Hey, did you see, way off topic, did you see the Jamal Hill, Joanna Jacek nonsense?
I don't even know what's going on. I don't really care, to be honest with you.
Oh, he threatened to knock her the fuck out. So pretty interesting. Guys, that is the breakdown. Let us know what you think about this fight. Let us know what you think about all of the fights. And you can unlock every pick, every bet, every tool, not just for this card, because this card, while it is a solid fight night card, is not the end of the road. We have UFC 324, UFC 325. We have the BMF belt being defended. We have the Sean Strickland, Anthony Hernandez main event in Houston, Texas. Unlock all of it right now. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'll tell you right now, first of all, we appreciate every last one of you. Second of all, the content doesn't stop here. I know a bunch of you are like, oh, there's a couple of weeks off between this card and the next card. No. My fat ass will be sitting. First of all, I will be skinnier. Let's start screenshotting the videos.
Oh my God, he's on the shot.
I'm not on the shot.
Oh
no,
my God.
I'm not going to do the shot.
Oh
I'm not.
my God.
You think I'm drinking this on the shot? I'm not on the shot.
Oh my God.
I am not on the shot. I'll never
my
do the
God.
shot.
He's like, yeah, all of a sudden Angelo's like, yeah, let's start categorizing if I start losing weight randomly.
No, the difference is now I just have to do one video a week. Maybe we'll go live a few times and have some fun. I don't have to do all the shit I normally have to do. And I just put a bag in the garage. This is sexy season right now, baby. No shot for Ange. But I screenshot the face. The face will slim down. And I'll be here every single Sunday. This coming Sunday, after UFC Vegas 112, the video you will wake up to is a UFC 324 full card breakdown. The week after that, the video you will wake up to is a UFC 325 breakdown. The weekend after that, you're getting the drift. Like, subscribe, do all the things, support the boys. I promise you the content is going absolutely nowhere. We have one more vlog to film this year, and it is the holiday vlog. We celebrate Christmas. We do all the things. If you want to send a letter, you want to send something for us to read or open on the vlog, We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406, Prosper, Texas, 75078. And as I've mentioned many times over, every single tool is already updated for 2026. You're going to have the picks. You're going to have the bets. You're going to have the AI. You're going to have everything you could ever want or need. Get ahead of the casuals. Beat the new fans. Get the lines. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Jacob, any words for the people? They're asking if you're going to stream this weekend. I think you already said you would, right?
Should be. I can't believe it's a late one. It's like fucking doesn't start till 6.
That was shocked because I'm going to be in Arizona, which is 2 hours behind Texas. It might be 1 hour. I got to look. It's like daylight savings, mountain time, whatever the fuck. And I was like, oh, if it's early, I actually might be able to watch. It's late as fuck. So I am not doing the recap video. Betsam is because
literally, I think moving forward, Paramount, they've already booked. Obviously, they moved back the start time for like the main cards. But I literally think that they should do the football model, and like every just normal card should start at fucking 1 Eastern, noon Central. Just fucking matinee because that's how the NFL made a killing. So like Sunday afternoon, you just watch football
Sundays,
all day.
Yeah,
like that could be the Saturday thing. Saturday's just fucking you watch fights all afternoon.
Saturday's tough though. I agree with you. Sundays work because nobody has shit on Sundays. Saturday's tough because lots of stories.
Dumbass, all I'm doing is asking the fights to be moved from 3 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And you're acting like I'm getting ready to like redo the whole thing of how they do events. Just move them up a couple hours is all I'm asking. A little matinee action. What the hell are we doing with fucking fight night starting at 4, 5, 6 o'clock?
Well, you said 3 to 1. It's 5 to 1. That's a 4-hour time change you're looking
Half
for.
the cards start at 3 o'clock, Angelo.
You can prove that?
Yeah.
I'd love for you to do that.
Okay, I will.
When was the last fight card that started at 3 o'clock?
There was one a couple weeks ago that started at fucking 11 o'clock or 10:30 in the morning.
When was the last American fight card that started at 3 o'clock?
You want me to look it up right now?
It's gonna be a while.
Nope. It'll be very easy. I just look at ESPN.
I like the because I sit here, my eyes are dry, I start tweaking, and people think I'm a weird drug addict because my eyes are dry. So I get it. I would love earlier start times. Do you know the rumor that Ariel Helwani started is that the free CBS fight cards are going to be the undercard, not the main card? That's interesting.
Yeah, not listening right now.
You should.
I'm pretty sure it was the Onama card because I was there, but it started earlier in Vegas, so it would have been early to start time here. So there you go.
It could be. Big Maple Bet said, who's Kape's replacement this week? Royval? What?
He's saying Kape's eventually going to pull out.
Yeah, he's picking Royval. Yeah, I got it. I don't think he'll pull out. We're too far. I appreciate the super chat. I think we're too far into this card.
That's literally like right before the fucking Pantoja fight. I was like, good thing we got all the funny business out of the way with the Moreno stoppage. Hopefully we get nothing weird happening for this fight. Literally before the fight. The entire stream was blaming me.
You said that?
Yeah, literally.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, I know I could, because literally before the Tom Aspinall fight, I was like, it feels like something weird's about to happen, like an eye poke, and then literally the eye poke happens. So I was like trying to get out ahead of it and be like, we're good now because we just had the weird stoppage from the Moreno, so hopefully nothing weird happens this fight. And then Pantoja snaps his arm in half, and I'm like, the chat is like, way to go, idiot.
The way that you ended up money while losing 3 full fucking units on Pantoja is crazy. Because that wasn't a real loss. I mean, obviously it was money-wise.
Like, I think 7 units with the...
And maybe if Pantoja lost that fight fair and square, there's no argument to be had. But, like, your arm snapping in half in 23 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I played Fight Doesn't Have a Distance, too.
Jesus.
Half or 1.5 units, I think, on Fight Doesn't Have a Distance to kind of save it a little bit. It was. When I'm wrong, I'm right, baby.
Dude, what was crazy about that is they kept going to it. They kept showing it from different angles. Like, hey, you want to see something fucked up? Here it is.
Crowd in the back row. Ooh.
Dude, I was like, oh, God. Like, oh, geez, stop showing that. I get it. And then Dana White in the post-fight press conference is like, oh, we got word it was his shoulder. What the fuck? Do you have eyes?
Can I propose something out there?
Yeah. I'd love if you did.
So I think obviously with the eye pokes, it's an illegal strike, no contest, right? It's an illegal strike, it's whatever. If there is an injury like that, and it's going to sound stupid for this instance, but if there's an injury, I guess it's hard to do it because
it's impossible to do it.
What necessarily like caused the injury or stuff like that, but it feels like if it's just like an obviously freak injury like that, just go to the scorecards. Obviously, it happened in the first minute or whatever, but Pantoja landed the head kick. But it just seems like we should do something to stop. Like, I know it was the action of Joshua Van that caused him to. It's like, shut the fuck up. It was a freak fucking thing. Like, just let's have some common sense here and be like, that's a freak thing. Let him keep his belt. Like, come on. What are we doing?
It is.
I know it's a slippery slope, but.
That is the problem.
In that instance, everyone that saw that's like, yeah, of course it's a fucking freak.
23 seconds. Literally 23 seconds. And what caused it is Pantoja threw a head kick. Joshua Van kept it on his head and just moved forward, and Pantoja put his arm down and went the wrong direction. So I actually didn't think you were going that way with the scorecards. I thought you were saying just call it a no contest. I don't hate the idea.
In case something like that happens like late in a fight or something.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like a random TKO but then I guess it's like
you could fake it.
Yeah, or if somebody is like if they blow out their knee, but it's like from calf kicks. It's like
Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto 1.
It's just like but he went it gets tricky, but it just seemed like that was just such an obvious, of course he didn't fucking It's like, come on. Like if it's that obvious,
No, listen, I agree with you because I was seeing people say this should be a no contest. This should be a no contest. And I get that logic too. Like, yeah, that fight didn't really happen. And that's what all a no contest means is there was no fight.
That's why it's so funny with the because I always say it's it's just like it's such an obvious thing. That's why when you're watching NFL on Sunday, still there's certain instances where something happens. They're like, it's not challengeable. You can't challenge it. Even though we all are watching it, everyone knows that it was like the wrong call, but they can't. You can't challenge it, and it's not challengeable, and they're not allowed to review it. Even though we all witness, it's like let's have some common sense and just fucking fix it. Like what?
Use your eyes.
I understand there's a rule book and stuff, but we're all like everybody watched that happen and is like, oh, that sucks. Like, come on.
No, it is interesting. Nothing will be perfect. Freak injuries happen. What sucks for Pantoja is losing the belt in this fashion means the next time he fights, his pay is severely reduced. Like severely reduced. He's no longer the champion of the world. It's not like there's an interim champion. It's not like what Ilya did. It's not like what's going to happen at heavyweight. For sure, there's an interim champ at heavyweight about to happen. He is no longer the champion. He's just a regular person. So that champ money is gone. And there's obviously not pay-per-view points going forward, but Dana White said there is a mechanism to equate viewership to money.
Yeah,
gone.
Joshua Van became the champ at the perfect fucking time. That first Paramount fucking title fight with the new money and stuff like that. That kid's set for
versus Tatsuro Taira.
As long as he's not Odell Beckham Jr., that kid should be set pretty well at this point.
Dude, he should be fighting. Why Odell blew his money famously?
You didn't hear what he said about that?
No, what did he say? Oh, was he the one that was like 40 million is not really 40 million?
Yeah, he's like, I made $30 million a year, but it's not really that much if you guys think about it. I was like, woe is me, I ran out of money. Like,
that was stupid.
About,
that was
one
of the most
thing I think I've ever heard.
Literally.
It was literally like you guys don't get it. Like, you don't know how hard it is. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
You're 28 years old and you catch and run.
You have like family of like four, like on fucking 50 grand total between both parents making do, and it's like fucking. What are you talking about? Like, oh, I gotta pay. You guys don't understand how taxes and paying your manager works. Like, shut the fuck up.
No, I saw that clip. I didn't realize that was OBJ. I saw that clip and I was like, dude, that's fucking. Who do you think is gonna sympathize?
It's serious too. Yeah, like literally, like, woe was me. You guys don't get how hard it's like.
No, that was that.
But
that
what thing does suck about the Pantoja stuff too is it affects everybody else because if Pantoja just clears out Van, then you get the next challenger, or Van actually wins against Pantoja, maybe there's not an immediate rematch or whatever and stuff. So it literally delays everything with everybody else. So it's like if you're somebody like a Charles Johnson, which he already has a fight versus Alex Perez, so it kind of like doesn't really affect him as much. But it's like it just pushes everyone's timeline 6 months, like because. Even if they do a fight before Pantoja, like Pantoja's gonna get the next shot when he's ready. So that just took somebody's spot.
The best thing that could ever. So first of all, I 100% hear what you're saying. I do think Joshua Van can beat Tatsuro Taira. He has shown time and time again he's got good takedown defense. He's not afraid to let his hands go. He could beat Taira, and if he does beat Taira, now he's defended.
Oh, and by the way, did you watch that fight versus Moreno? Is that one that you watched?
Yeah, I watched I literally saw every single fight.
That fucking
early stoppage,
not triangle attempt. The triangle was on the wrong side immediately.
Dude, Joe Rogan
for 2.5 minutes. Joe's like, oh, and DC's like, yeah, it's tight, Joe. It's like he's on the wrong side. I have taken 2 jiu-jitsu classes, and all I know about jiu-jitsu is from watching the UFC. The second I saw that, I went on stream and I was like, "That he's on the wrong side. That's not an actual triangle." And Joe's like, "That's tight." And DC's like, "Oh, I think he's got it. Holy shit, Tyrerson's big troll." It's like, no, he's on the wrong side. And then he flipped sides, but even the angle there wasn't even tight.
Dude, the best part about that is I agree with you 100%. I was watching it with my buddy. My buddy, I know him from volleyball. Our daughters both play volleyball on the same team, but he trains at the gym that you went to and the gym that I have been to. I won't say go to. I will say have been to. That triangle was in and Joe Rogan was he was blowing it. And I was like, Hayes, I could fit a whole fucking arm through the gap between the neck and the leg. Like, this is crazy. There is no, I could see anything. I could watch a whole ass movie through the gap.
And it's not some random, and it's not like it's not like random striker. Like it's he knows that position. Yeah, he was freaking out with the Dead Orchard again too. Yeah,
the Dead Orchard thing's so fucking. But I will say, I would have scored it for Moreno. because he was at least working towards a finish in that.
No,
first round.
I told the stream. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's literally a submission attempt for fucking 4 minutes, and you can think.
And he landed on top in the one takedown attempt. He landed basically in mount, and then his leg swung over, and that's how he rolled in where he was. But 2 judges went the other way. 2 judges gave the first round to Tyra, and it's like, how do you give that to Tyra though? What did he do? Survive and then pop his head out? Come on. So no, it was an interesting fight card. I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Stick around during the break. We'll be hanging out with the boys. And don't forget, let me go. Nope. Yes. The Sunday videos are going to be full card breakdowns every Sunday. I have UFC 324 done. UFC 325 next week, almost done. After that, I assume the cards are going to be ready to go. I just need enough fights announced to break down. If I don't have enough fights announced to break down, I will be answering your questions, just long form questions. I don't care what they're about. We're here for you. If you have a question that you want answered about the sport, not about the sport, there is a community post. Don't do it on this video because I can't go back and read every comment on this video. Go to the community post on YouTube or the tweet. I'll put it on Instagram as well. Leave your question. I will put them together and we'll answer those on Sunday mornings. Thanks for being here. Jacobs, do you have any last words for the people before we shut this bitch down?
Nope.
All right. Sayonara. Thanks for being here.